happy to announce the launch of our new logo. We have evolved since our incorporation in 1997, and it is time to refresh our new look to reflect who we are today. Before I reveal our new look, however, walk with me while I take you through our journey of the last 25 years. Trust Bank was incorporated on July 3rd, 1997 and began operations on October 1st, 1997. Following the collapse of the parent company of its predecessor, Meridian, the CBG stepped in and recapitalized the bank and held the shares in trust, thus the name Trust Bank. In 1999, the first investors who responded to the IPO and paid $1.50 per share received their maiden dividend of 50 bututs per share. In 2000, the bank fully paid back its investment by declaring another dividend of $1.20 bututs per share, making it a cumulative dividend per share of $1.70, which was 20 bututs above the purchase price. Between 2002 to date, share capital has increased from $27 million to $200 million, indicating that the bank has grown organically by plowing back profits to increase capital while at the same time paying dividends to shareholders. The bank was listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange in November 2002, being the first ever cross-border listing in the sub-region. Now let's talk about awards. The bank was awarded the insignia of the National Order of the Republic of the Gambia, ORG, in the year 2010 by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia. During the past years, the bank has received so many national and international awards. Banker Magazine, 6 times. Global Finance, 6 times. Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 5 times. We began operations with 3 branches. Now, we have 18 branches and 20 ATMs and counting. On digital services, mobile app, check. Online banking, check. Transaction alerts, check. Watch this space. We've got more coming. Creating employment, yes, we've got that too. 400 and counting. And we take great care of our people too. Medical insurance, life insurance, private and state pensions, annual pilgrimages for both Muslims and Christians, training, yes, we do them all. One team, one family, one goal. That's the Trust Bank spirit. On corporate social responsibility, we have spent over $50 million in various causes. We care, and so we share. Over the years, we have paid over $1.6 billion to our shareholders, which translates to a whopping $20 per share and counting. Phenomenal returns for our shareholders who purchased at $1.50. Corporate taxes, over $1 billion is paid. Our journey started with a vision to create the kind of company that delivers quality services and innovative products with an inspired team dedicated to serving our customers, our environment, and our communities at large in the most caring manner. We remain fully committed to delivering excellent services to each of our stakeholders, customers, employees, shareholders, and partners. So, we remain true to who we have always been. As we look forward to greater achievements, we are rebranding to reflect who we are today and the future that we inspire. Our new logo has been designed to visually demonstrate our Gambian heritage and the sophisticated nature of the bank. We are moving away from the navy and gold-colored parallelogram-shaped logo to our baobab tree with a rising sun in the background. The striking outline of a baobab tree at sunrise is a familiar sight to anyone who has spent time in the Gambia. Our new logo and visual identity are inspired by our core values and spirit of being a pioneer in providing a unique banking experience. It is a completely new look that better matches the transformation we have made as a company. But we remain your Trust Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to present to you our new logo and corporate identity.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $2,400 dalasi mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 dalasi lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandiku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugar la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi la ñu toog kon xaalis si contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jégale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokk.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia, Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
This season on Kerr Fatou.
The reason I have always called for a national dialogue is because a government must be responsive to the needs of its people.
Fatou.
Tell you one thing, if me as an individual, if I know that there is somebody that I definitely wrong, I will be bold enough. I will go to the person. I will appeal to him and apologize him.
I have to make decision today because I don't make decisions lightly. I investigate. I do my research. I get the facts. I call the experts. I summon meetings. I get the technicians. Then I reflect and I make a decision.
Why did you lose the election?
Well, we lost the election because of treatment registration. We had evidence of people being registered before the opening of the registration.
Hello and welcome to another show. It's Thursday and we're here again to talk to you about the topical issues in the country. And of course, with me, I have Essa Dampha. Welcome to the program again.
Thank you.
And of course, today we have our favorite APRC member, Dodou Jah. He is always the person we always rely on when Sutange Dal Fogmo call Dodou. Dodou, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Kero dama wax ne my favorite APRC member kenn ne ma lu tax nga wax loolu man leen Dodou. APRC bem daj moom rek moo dee def interview. Moom mooy ñun journaliste ku ñu dee uyu. Actually Bakso daf ma wax ne naa sol green bu sap.
Pour mu ñëw.
Léegi nag suma promo bi dama def green bu sap moo def vidéo yónnee ko. Mu ne no, this one is APRC green, I will come. So dig na ma interview nag. Loolu nga arrange ko loolu la wax.
Baax na dinaa si jàpp.
Jàpp si de Bakso dama bëgg a toog ak Bakso ñu wax si mu ne because man I'm not fair man yellow rek loolu la wax.
wala beneen secret mu fa danga ko toogal cow food.
Baax na Bakso cow food abinaale. Essa, and of course we have Essa Dampha of NPP. Essa is part of Kerr Fatou. Essa, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
This is my first time on my show, right?
Really?
Good. That's nice. He's always with Buba and the co, but today he's on the show. Essa, we have two Essas here.
Yes.
Essa, we have a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, last week we had Mayor Bensouda. We talked about what is going on at KMC. So this week we have Essa here. We will talk about the NPP. NPP, bete, no candidate. We will talk about that, what is going on. We will talk about APRC also. You know, Dodou is very frank. So that's why I like Dodou. The last time I remember when we had Dodou here at the National Assembly, he said few things, and that's what we saw. He said, if we don't put our house in order, it's going to be tough. I don't know today what is going to be his message. But first, we want to look at what is happening. I think today, what really shocked everybody was the headlines from Honorable Ahmad Bah. You know, Ahmad spoke about how, you know, tribal groups can affect our coexistence, you know, tribal politics, how tribal identity and stuff like that. And these are things that a lot of people don't talk about because everybody's like, you know, you're scared about, we are even scared about talking about tribe. It's important that we talk about these things, you know. If it's coming from somebody like Ahmad Bah, who is saying, at this point in our country, we should, because I think he was talking about this organization that setting up, I think something has to do with tribal things. And he said he has no issue with that, but how some tribal groups are seen operating in this country, it doesn't look good. And he was very, very vocal about that. And I think it's important that these kind of conversations, we elevate them, we talk about them. Because what we have seen in this country is tribal, everything is tribalized. Our politics, even at our workplaces, how we choose people. When you choose somebody, even on our television, somebody tells me, yo, so program is so in the Kerr Fatou. And I'm like, really? You don't watch the playlist? You don't watch other shows? We have programs that we do other languages, but just because you are a certain tribe, people associate you. I always tell people, I remember one of my shows, I was telling somebody, oh, is it because I'm Mandinka? That's why you're calling me UDP? You see how people box you because of your tribe. And I think it's important that we have these conversations. We all shy away from it, but it's important we talk about this, Essa. When you saw that headline today, what was your first reaction?
Well, first when I saw it, I was interested to read the content because, well, many Gambians, what we do is we just look at the headline and that's it, bang. We just go and start attacking.
Yeah.
But I was interested to read the content, and I read the content. However, I think at some point, Hamad was also, overall the message was good.
Yeah.
You know, trying to, obviously, welcome the idea of people organizing themselves into groups, you know, to promote their culture and language. Even as Muslims, God himself told us that in the Quran that, you know, I've created you from, you know, one, but divided you into tribes and nations so that you appreciate each other. So that's something that is commendable. We have to promote our culture and all that. But at some point, I think he was not very straight to the point as to what exactly these people were saying, because I heard him say that he was listening to this in the radio, and when he heard of it, he could not even sleep that night.
Yeah.
But he was not very specific exactly what these people said that he think that could endanger national unity. He wasn't that specific. So unless maybe I listened to that interview too, that radio program that he was talking, because I think he said he was on Star FM.
Yeah, he said on Star FM,
So unless I listened to it, but I think he wasn't very specific to the exact issue that they were talking about. So him talking about it openly, I think as a government official, is really something welcoming, and I only hope that the government will do something about it. However, you know, we also have to look at the other side of it too. I've always said this, sometimes, you know, when you live in glass house, you don't throw stones.
What do you mean by that?
Sometimes you also have to check whether you have the moral standing or license to talk about certain things.
Okay.
You know, you can't be in a house with your kids. Your room is dirty, and you're telling your kids that your room is dirty. You have to clean your rooms. I mean, we wouldn't forget, Hamad prior to the elections, December 2021, Hamad Bah stood here and said, you know, Fullers have been discriminated in this country, and said all sort of things. Didn't Hamad know that message was, could endanger national unity? Did he forget at that time when he was making the statement? Hamad Bah was part of Barrow's camp. We all know what happened in this country. Hussein Dabo made tribal comments in the Sarahule community. Hamad will never condemn that at that time because the party that he was following The camp that he was following was equally peddling the same tribal narrative, just like the UDP was doing. Dembo Bayfor stood on a political platform and called on all other tribes to vote against the UDP, because if the UDP should win, Mandinkas will drive away all these people from this country. Where was Hamad Ba? Barrow invited different ethnic groups to State House and left out some ethnic groups. Where was Hamad Ba? Why didn't he know that invitation that Barrow was doing, having all those tribal groups at State House, could endanger national unity? Didn't he know that Dembo Bayfor's dangerous statement, that terrible statement, could endanger national unity?
But if he had said that, if that happened then, but today he felt like we need to...
He has to, you see, the thing is, Fatou, sometimes we have to be very careful with these politicians. They can be very cunning, especially when they want to win sympathy from the people. They are the ones that cause all these problems here. This country, our national unity is endangered thanks to these politicians. When they needed votes, they did not care whether we were united or divided. They did not care. Hamad was part and parcel of that group that did not care because he wanted to win votes. He needed the votes, so he did not care what President Barrow was saying, what Lawyer Dabo was saying, what Dembo Bayfor was saying. He did not care at that time. So he cannot come out today and tell us that, some tribal groupings. Let him go back to themselves, the politicians. They are the ones that are peddling all these false narratives.
At least he has started.
They cannot come,
he has started talking about it now.
No, he's not talking about it with honesty. He is trying to blame those tribal associations. Those tribal associations have not peddled any tribal sentiments in this country. We have the Sarahule, the Sonika football group or tournament. They organize it. Have you heard any one of them stood and peddled tribal narratives in this country?
No.
Fulbe Africa. Sometimes I attend their event. We've never had any of those people stood on their platforms and peddled tribal sentiments in this country. The recent Mandinka, whatever group you call it, never peddled any tribal sentiments in this country. So let Hamad give us a break. Okay? He can't be blaming these associations. They are not at any point peddling any tribal sentiment in this country. Let him go back to his people, the politicians, including himself and the president. Let them go and put their house in order. They're the ones that are messing up this country. They have divided this country, and we will hold them to account for that. So they cannot come here trying to win sympathy, telling us that, associations, we don't mind you promoting your language, but then when you want to promote, saying statements that will endanger national unity. They endanger the national unity of this country, or the unity of this country in the first place. Prior to 2021 presidential election, we all knew what happened here. People will look at you and box you because you are a Mandinka. Yeah. People look at Dodou Jah and box him because he belonged to a different tribe. Thanks to these politicians, they divided us.
Some of them.
All of them.
No, not all.
No, I mean, you see, okay, let me withdraw that. Maybe not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of
some
them.
Of them.
But some of them, or majority of them, divided our country
and the
today.
most influential ones for that matter.
So sometimes when I hear people say, well, yesterday too, I was reading this on a media platform. One of my students put it on a WhatsApp status, and I asked her to put it down. Because I was like, you're a political science student. You should not be peddling these narratives. Now, people cannot tell us that politics is a game. Politicians are putting us together. At the end of the day, they go behind those and celebrate or whatever. Politics is not a game.
I equally wanted to say that.
It's not a game. People tell us that politics is a worldly thing. It's a lie. It's not a worldly thing.
No.
If those who believe in Islam and Christianity tell us that God at the end of the day will judge all of us for our actions and inactions. President Barrow, as the president of this country, will be judged on the day of judgment. Dodou Jah will be judged. Essa Dampha will be judged. I'll be judged. Every other public official will be judged. Then why are you telling us that politics is a worldly thing? And then they try to put this narrative that politics is a game. It's not a game. And that politicians are using it. For me, if I am to follow any political party, if I am to belong to any political party or be part of partisan politics, I'm not following that individual leader. I'm fighting because I want a better future for my kids. I want a better Gambia. So not everybody is into politics to follow these politicians or to do their dirty jobs for them. Not everybody is into that. Some people are genuinely into politics because they want to see a better Gambia. They want to see a better future for the unborn generation. They're not into politics because they want to serve the interests of President Barrow, or they want to serve the interests of Tombon Jatta, or they want to serve the interests of Lawyer Dabo. They are genuinely into politics because they want to see change in this country.
Okay. Now,
so the point here is that people like Hamad and all these politicians who are guilty of peddling tribal narratives in this country.
Ahmad is my friend.
Yes, should go back. Well, should go back and put their house in order. Let them talk to them and stop peddling this false tribal narrative that could endanger the peace and stability of this country before talking about associations.
For me, Essa, I believe in one thing. If this was something that people peddle in 2021 and they still come back to us and say, let's fix it.
No. He's not talking about Fatou. No, he's not talking about. No. He's not talking about that. He's not talking about that.
No, he's saying we should.
No, he's not talking about a Fatou. What I'm saying is that Ahmad is only talking about in the context of these associations. Ahmad is not talking about tribalism in the context of politics.
But at least he's bold enough.
So there's no honesty. He's not bold. He's not bold. There's no honesty. There's no honesty in his statement.
Okay.
Let him go back and put his house in order. Let them fix the mess first as politicians before they come back to these associations.
Okay, now to the politicians. Dodou.
Yeah, let us do the talk.
Dodou, the politicians. And I think what Essa said, a lot of us believe that, a lot of the politicians use tribe, to push their agenda. You will see people we openly see people saying stuff that, we know is these are tribal sentiments that could be very insightful, and they use it all because of they want political patronage, right? Now, if Ahmad came out and said something like this, for me, I think it's something that we should embrace, because it's, at some point, I believe they're coming to their senses, to stop these political comments, and we believe in oneness in Gambia. But the narrative Essa is saying, and which a lot of us believe, it's you, the politicians, who are doing that. I see a lot of NPP supporters, they come to my own platform and my own inbox, calling me UDP. At some point, they even try to destroy my brand, calling my brand Kerr UDP. Yeah. So those things, we get used to it, but sometimes I sit and say, is it because I'm Mandinka? That's why they're saying that to me. So a lot of people, they do that to a lot of people. And at some point it works because they make it stick on you. So it is true that it is you, the politicians, who are peddling this narrative because of political interest.
Well, first and foremost, the issue of tribe is very sensitive. But let's also agree that it is nature.
Yeah.
We can't do away with it. As I talked about it, we're created by the Almighty Allah. And that's what He told us.
Yeah.
We have created you in pairs, male and female. Not only us as human beings, all creation, even the animals.
Yeah.
You even talk about electricity, you need negative and positive in order to get the energy that you're looking for. That is a matter of must.
Yeah.
It has to exist. But there's a reason why the Creator did that, and He went further to clarify, to explain.
Yeah.
Not only creating us into pairs, but there's a reason. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ ثُؤُوبًا وَكَبَائِرَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. And we have made you into nations and tribes. But the reason here is لِتَعَارَفُوا, so that we recognize one another. We have to respect each other's tribe. We should coexist.
Yeah.
This is law by nature, that we should all coexist. No tribe is better than the other.
No.
And even at the end part of it, He said it, Inna akramakum indallah atqakum. Who is best amongst you? It's one that fears his Creator. Like he's pointing out, politics does not stop at this wall alone.
No.
It goes beyond that. And these verses are giving us proof of that. Now, coming to us, the politicians, yes, we peddle it. We cannot sugarcoat it and say otherwise.
Yeah.
Especially in Africa.
Yeah.
It is my belief that politics is tied around 4 pillars.
Yeah.
One is tribe.
Yeah.
The tribe you belong to plays a key role in helping, supporting, electing you, selecting you. It plays a part. It also has influence.
Which is okay, but using it to influence violence, using it in a form that can influence violence in society.
Yes, I am coming. Like, that's one. Number 2, it's finance, money.
Yeah.
You can't do politics, especially nowadays, without money.
Yeah.
Now, number 3 is even religion. Sometimes the religion you belong to
matters a lot.
And number 4 is the influence, the popularity of the individual. Essa Dampha belongs to this party. He's moving to party B. He's going with some people. Because of that influence, you'll be able to move people.
Yeah.
Now, coming to the issue of tribe, sometimes when we want to eliminate an opponent, we use tribe. As politicians, I can say, okay, this tribe is the majority in this locality or in this part of the country. So I will use that against an opponent and trying to show them, I am from you. We are all in the same boat. Before X, why not me? Why? it plays a part.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is, coming to Honorable Ahmad Ba, for me, whatever has happened in the past, I believe this is something positive. It might not be the best thing. There could be an ulterior motive, like as I say, but we can use it to push him. You did this, it's a good start, now go to level 2. Encouraging them, it will create a difference because they are role models. People look up to them. You know, no matter how we might see them otherwise, people look up to them, they listen to them because they are leaders. I think it is high time we push them towards that direction. But for me, most of the problems we have in this country is embedded in our national anthem, which a lot of us don't take heed or we're not even aware of. And it is my belief that it should be taught in schools, not just the words, the hymning, the rhyming, no, but the meaning of those words. There's nothing like tribe in our national anthem, and it binds of all of us together. So I believe it is very important to be discussing words that are within this national anthem. It will help to unify us. It will help to put aside some of these minor differences we're having. But politics should be taught to people for us to have a broader understanding. I always say, I believe politics is about knowledge sharing. I believe politics is about being technical and tactical. I believe politics is about mass mobilization. This is my philosophy. If you want to be successful in politics, I said all these rhetorics, all this verbal abuse, all these insults, this fighting, I said it's not politics. These are just trials and tribulations we create within ourselves just to create chaos. Nobody can label it as politics. Because the knowledge you have, people want to hear from you. You want to lead, you want to be in charge. What do you have for us? Now, driving that message, you need to be very tactical and technical so that people understand the message you drive. Now, mobilizing, a greater number of the people are behind you, they support you. That's how you win, especially our own system. Like we always say, Rao Gadula. Even with a single vote, you emerge as being a winner or being victorious. So we should again look at this point. But if the elderly are not focusing, I think we, the younger ones, need to come together and drive a message of unity, a message of trying to address the issue of tribe that others are using against each other or one another or a group against another. I believe we can put a stop to it.
And I think it's important, Essa, now that we are going into the local government election, councillors election, and the mayors and chairman's election, we have this conversation central. Just like Dodou said, if the elders are not addressing it, we should be bold enough to address it. I mean, I think this is just starting a conversation. I always say this, look, being who you are, if I'm a Mandinka, I am 100% proud of who I am. That's who I am born to be.
It's nature.
But you cannot use your tribe to divide people in society.
Or to belittle
other people, or bring differences between two people. Because like if you look at your group, it's even diverse. Your group is so diverse that if you talk a certain way about other people, I'm just thinking when Dembo by Force was making that statement about Mandinkas, those Mandinkas that were sitting there, how were they looking at themselves?
And
so some of these, they were there. So some of these comments, when you make it, you are even hurting people in your own camps. Going forward, what kind of politics do you think we should preach, especially going into this local government election, especially when it comes to tribe?
Thank you very much. For me, unlike my colleagues here or previous speakers, I will differ, or I will take a different dimension when it comes to tribal politics. Basically, I will stratify the entire population into two categories. That is the elites when it comes to politics and the masses.
Okay.
I've said it not one, not two, not three. When it comes to politics, let the population, the masses, be very much careful about the elites. Political elites, they can do anything they know their tactics, how to do, the tactics that they can engage or they can do
to
win elections.
Yeah.
They can do any kind of, good.
Yeah.
When it comes to tribalism, it never exists in this country. Real tribalism never exists here. But the elites do their tactics to intoxicate people's mind in order for them to get their way. For instance, who among these politicians or top echelons of the political party leaders here, who did not, you can count 2, 3, did not share other tribes? Either you by marriage, or or by other thing.
Yeah, we are all.
Some of them married to other tribes.
Yeah.
And now when they were looking to those wives, getting them as wives or husbands, were they not looking about the tribal lines? No. But now, why using tribal rhetorics here in order to gain success that you're yearning for? So this is what I wanted to enlighten here. I want to enlighten the masses.
Yeah.
Let them be very much careful about the elites.
Yeah.
Don't allow them to succeed. I said it. There's a big hypocrisy happening here.
Yeah.
But when you went to schools, it's other, you learn, you go to school, you learn, or even if you don't have book knowledge, but experience teaches you how to expand your horizon and your understanding of the world view, or the situational analysis. So you have to understand, for example, you talk about Ahmad Ba. Ahmad Ba, maybe one or two of his wives is other tribe. He's other tribe. He have in-laws who are from other tribes. Talk about Adam Barrow. If you talk about Adam Barrow, he's mixed. He's the president that is mixed than any other person in this country. Any tribe in this country, you see it in him. You understand? Any other Hussein Dabo, the same thing. So if those people stand here and say, it's said here. Oh yes, if you win, if you support this because now they want to ignite fear
in people
and anxiety in people, so that you see the other party, as a threat to your own security or the security of your tribe,
your interest.
Now you vote for the party that is, maybe nice in your eye, like showing that it is the best party for you, who just wanted to reign peace, harmony, peaceful coexistence. Then you vote for the party. Then now, end of the day, he gets his ultimate objective. So this is the tactic that the elites use. So my point here is, we have to enlighten each other. Let us not accept. As masses, let us not accept. Anytime they want to speak about tribe, we say no. But when you want to campaign,
how many of you young politicians condemn your political leaders when they make these statements? You don't do it. All of you, I have never seen any of these politicians, when they make these statements, any of these young politicians come and condemn it. If this thing happen and one of you guys come and condemn it, we will say, okay, even though they believe in the same camp, but they don't believe in this.
All political parties.
Yes, almost all political parties. Almost.
You see,
they don't condemn it.
This is a well-rooted phenomenon that you think is is difficult to uproot it.
Yeah.
But with time, with understanding, with sensitizations, with enlightenment, the future is bright. Because it did not start now. It started since First Republic.
Yes.
It started since First Republic.
But it's worse now.
Even first is
it's worse now.
It happens.
No, even in Second Republic, it was here, but it was not this bad.
I have my reasons.
It was not this. No, but in Second Republic we have social media. It was not this bad.
I have my reasons. Even in Second Republic, it happens.
But it was not this bad.
You've seen the president who stood and insulted tribe here. It happens openly in a campaign platform. So we cannot just in all these three dispensations that we witnessed so far in this country. It happens. So we cannot deny the fact that it existed. But now, what is the way forward?
What is the way forward?
My understanding, we all know politics in general is very good. It's a holy thing. Because for those of us who passed through Islamic knowledge before this conventional education, we knew what Prophet did in order to provocate Islam. When he first migrated from Mecca to Medina, he wrote a diplomatic letter to the world superpowers by then. You see, so calling them to Islam and beautifying Islamic concepts and practice and try to eradicate the notion of fear that was instilled in people's mind that Islam is about terror, it's about this and that. Prophet he persuaded people based on his diplomatic and political, ability to make sure to diffuse that kind of a notion when it comes to Islamic understanding. So politics in general, there is nothing wrong in it, but it depends on the politicians.
Now, how can we elevate the conversation? The conversation going forward.
Yes.
I said this to people. For me, like when I have politicians on my platform, I ask them, what is your program?
Me, I have a solution.
What is your program? What is your track record?
Good.
That's why most of the time when you watch my shows, what is your program? You said this to us, you didn't do it.
Good.
You did this during your tenure in office, this is what you do. How can we elevate that conversation? From the Yai companies, now we are going to the elections. If Talib Bensouda comes here during political time, Talib, Langa def KMC, why should we vote for you? Now we are going to KMC, NPP, what are you going to do that Talib hasn't done? This should be the conversation. What is your programs? But it seems like our politics is about religion, tribe,
ethnicity,
section, ñoo jógee Basse, ñun ñoo jógee West Coast,
regionalism and stuff like that.
Can we elevate? How can we elevate?
For me to conclude here, to conclude before it's shifted to maybe other colleagues here.
Yeah.
We should base it on policies and program. That's why my way of politics. I've been in the media for more than 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Nobody quoted me anywhere in my platform or any of my engagement talking about tribe or verbally or physically attacking anybody.
No.
I have no interest in it. It's about the country. It's about the country. It's about the and when they insulted me, even last program here, somebody from my village was saying to about even my parents. I don't care. But what I wanted to we the young generation, we have to just elevate our own understanding. We have to elevate ourselves. Let us engage our politicians on issues.
Yes.
This tribal issue, that's a big hypocrisy. It's only done by the elites in order to get their way and get what they want from us. Let us just pack it aside. All that we need at the moment is to engage our politicians on issues, programs, and policies. What do you have for us? What do you do? I come from the same tribe with you. Even if the person is Maninka, I am a Maninka, he is at State House. If I go to the hospital, if I'm going to have different treatment like, he's a Maninka, let us give royal treatment to him. The same thing what Jola will have and Sarah will have.
Yeah.
So let us vote, let us impress politicians based on the programs and their policies. And when they come to us, let us not only be there. If anybody want to talk to us about tribe, let us all say, look, all that we want to hear from you, give us your policies.
Yes.
What can you do? And now let us hold them to account. If you come to me next election, after having 4 years, after having 5 years in office, you come to me, you want me to vote for you again. Even at the rallies, people should come there and say, I want Mike, I have a word here to say. Yes, you asked me to vote for you, yes. And last election, you promised me this. It did not happen. Why? Tell me. So when we just do it, 2, 3, 4, they will change the tune. They will know, oh, really, it's a game plan. The first A, the plan A is failed. Let us now come to plan B. Politicians, they have their game plan. When they got the environmental scanning, they are very good in that. They scan the environment. They know even choosing the candidates. They will know, oh, here is predominantly this tribe. When I bring flag candidate here, it will not win. Because I know this people will not. So I have to bring Maninka. No, my selection, you have to. They have their way of doing things. Yeah. But are we going to succumb to their way? Where is the knowledge and the brain that we have to think and reason? That if we lose, that means they succeed at the end of the day. Yeah. So that's the battle at hand for now. For my own understanding.
I think all that we are saying. Okay, of course the masses have a role to play. Let's not accept tribal politics and all that from the elites because they peddle, and I agree with you entirely that they peddle it for their own interests. Yeah. This also boils down to the issue of education, and when I say education, not necessarily going to the classroom from grade 1 to 12 or university. I'm talking about in political psychology what we call political culture. You understand what I'm talking about? I mean, the values, the attitude, the behavior of people towards a particular political system.
Yeah.
How well are people oriented? Like you're saying the masses should, run away, for example, from politicians who are trying to peddle these narratives. But that's not something you can just do where it go. It's not an easy task.
Yeah.
That's a process. Political culture, there is what we call parochial political culture, and there's also what we call matured political culture. Some societies have very parochial political culture, like the Gambia. A typical example. Our political culture is not matured. If you look at even what we call political socialization, like the process of acquiring that political culture, that mindset. Now, we have different agents of political socialization. We have the family, we have the schools, we have the media, we have political parties. Okay? But when you look at our houses, for example, how many of us or our parents discuss politics with us based on policy issues. Okay? When you go to the school system, how many of our teachers will discuss politics with us based on policy issues? When you go to the media, how many people appear on the media? Let's also be mindful of even the caliber of individuals that we bring on the media. Who will peddle tribal politics or tribal sentiments? At the end of the day, that's what people are hearing, especially the young ones. They are watching the media, they are listening to the media, and they're hearing those narratives being peddled. So it means they don't have a good start when it comes to political socialization. When it gets to political parties as well, most of these parties are not also campaigning on policies and programs. So at the end of the day, we can't hold the masses to say, no, ask them about this, hold them to account on policy issues, when their understanding is not up to that level, that politicians should be held on account based on policy issues. We should vote for political parties based on policy, what we call issue voting in political behavior. Some countries you go there with mature political cultures, they vote on issues. Okay? Sometimes the Democratic candidate can lose, even in power, because the policy is not something that is sellable to the electorates. A Republican candidate can lose. They look at a particular trending issue that really affects the entire country and vote based on that. But here, people will look at issues. The issues are there. Nobody will focus on that. It's emotions, tribe, religion, and all that not. So for me, the foundation needs to be strong. And what is the foundation here? It is about education. Civic education is important here. That's why the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education has also introduced civic education in the school system. I think they've rolled it out at the high school. But for me, it should even start from the primary school. Let's sensitize or educate our kids right from the go. You see, there was a day when my brother's son, just 6-7 years, came home and wanted to pick, her mom asked, the mom asked her to pick up $5, I think, from the table or so. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And the mom said, why? He said, my teacher told me that anything that does not belong to me, I shall not take it. I always tell people that the one way to fight corruption in this country, you think it's about only bringing anti-corruption law? People will see the law and they will still violate it. Okay, they will take me to mile 2, few years down the line, the president will pardon me, nothing will happen. You think it is also about just punishing people, or you think it is also about just increasing salaries? No, it also has to do with education. Sensitize the people from grassroots. When they are young, they know that, okay, this is my money, this is public office. Because when they are in public office, when they are brought up like that in their household, when they get to public office, they behave. They know that this belongs to me, this does not belong to me. So it's the same way, the way we teach our kids about, for example, to be honest, okay, about corruption, about the danger of corruption to the country, is the same way that we can teach our kids about politics on policy issues, politics of tribalism that can endanger the peace and stability of the country. So it should start from somewhere, the school system. Then it spreads in our communities, in our households, in our bantabas, in our views when we sit. We talk, so the level of political awareness must be there for us to hold the masses to account. Why don't you vote for parties based on issues? Many times politicians will come and say, vote for me because I have a policy, I have a program. This, when those people don't understand those policies and programs, you can't hold them responsible for that because the understanding is not there yet. So the government, the state has a responsibility here, and every citizen also has a responsibility here. How do we ensure that we have that mature political culture? It's a process, especially for the fact that Gambia is going through a process. The democratic journey that we are in, remember, we restored democracy in 2016. But the aim is not to stop at restoration. What we want is consolidation. And how do you consolidate democracy? By ensuring that it does not reverse, that we do not go back to autocracy. But we can obviously go back to autocracy if the right political culture is not there. If our political culture is parochial, is not matured, people will continue to vote based on sentiments, based on tribes, based on religion. At the end of the day, we can produce dictators. We can produce clueless leaders. We can produce leaders who will only bend on tribe without, using policies and programs to get the votes that they need. So at the end of the day, it is the responsibility of all of us, from the government to the citizenry, but the elites have a role to play here. And I want to just, emphasize one thing that Fatou said. It's our responsibility, especially you, the politicians, younger ones that are in these political parties. You see, the way you are telling the masses that don't vote for them because they are using you and all that not.
There's nothing wrong with you facing President Barrow and telling him that, Mr. President, tribal politics will not help this country. It will only destroy this country. Don't campaign on political platform, on tribal platform. There's nothing wrong with Dodou telling the same thing to Honorable Tombong. There's nothing wrong with Kemo Bojan telling that to Lawyer Dabo. When Dabo made that statement in the Sarahule community, who among the UDP came out to condemn him? Nobody did that. When Dembo Bifos made that statement, who in the NPP camp, not even the president, who came out and condemned him? When Jammeh, well, we can't take that example. When Jammeh made that statement, we knew that nobody will come out in the APRC. Even Dodou Jah will not do it at the time. But so what I'm trying to say is that the way we hold the masses to account, telling them that don't vote for, it's the same way we should tell the politicians as well.
Yeah.
If any politician wants to use their political party to peddle tribal narratives, if you are a man of principle, you should leave that political party. Yep. If I belong to the party where I see that these people are not campaigning on issues, they're using tribe to get votes, I would rather leave that party than to continue.
Right. Now, talking about politics, we are getting into the political season. And Dodou, a lot of people believe we're getting into the local government and elections, councils and chairmen. And this is grassroots politics. This is where everything happens. And now, what we are all talking about right now, we're not even talking about the politicians, their programs, what they have done, especially incumbent, but we're talking about a commission that was set up by the president. A lot of us believe the president has those powers, including me. He has the constitutional mandate to set up commissions to look into affairs of any department that is in public office, right? But a lot of people are questioning the motive behind the commissions. 3 months, Danaka, 2 months, 1 month to election cycles, because election starts April is for the local. So it's 1 month into elections. You are going to do a commission for these sitting councillors, because the councillors also are part of council, and the mayors. They are supposed to be campaigning, and also our constitution make provision for equal rights to political participation, to be able to campaign freely without any hindrance. A lot of people believe that this commission is set up to humiliate these mayors and chairmen just to get political patronage for his candidates. What's your observation to that?
Yeah, quite interesting. I think it's the talk of the town. Everybody's discussing about it. But if I were the mayor, we would not arrive to this juncture of this commission being set up. If I were the mayor at KMC.
How?
A lot of people advise you on wrong reasons. A lot of people give you advices that have expired. What I am trying to emphasize here is it started somewhere. That is when the then deputy mayor was alleged of bribery, about 1.5 million, if I am right. They said audio was leaked, all about the issue. It has to be put in such a way that he came out and said the mom is not feeling well, so he is handing over or hanging up his boots.
Yeah.
That's why it all started. A lot of talk was happening, and that's what dragged about Selabu Martin's issue, that she leaked the audio, she was the one who did this and that. They also started trying to reveal certain corruption or bribery or alleged fraud financially that has been happening within council. Now, hadn't been they put their own house in order, that was an issue that they should have settled within council. But I think emotions also passed somewhere. Like, for instance, suspending Senabu Martin, they never had those powers to do so. So who advised the mayor or the councillors to do such? That's the type of advice I am talking about. It started getting sour at that juncture. Now, when it comes to side of government, it's politics every day, especially when you talk about democracy. Government want to get hold of council, every government. When APRC were in government, we were controlling all the councils. There is a big benefit when that happens, and it also enhances your development agenda, without doubt. Now, government was hoping, okay, let's just be patient. With all the brouhaha happening at KMC, council would be dissolved. An interim committee will be set up, and they will look into these affairs of allegations and all that. Now, sitting chairpersons and mayors and councillors say, no, why don't we use the law? Let's try the courts. I don't think this is fair. People elected us. They should not dissolve council. Even APRC, when the president was APRC, the mayors, the council, everybody, APRC, were dissolving council and setting up interim committee to look into what council have been doing. This has been there, but the law was amended along the way. Now, when they went to court, the court decided that government cannot do that. Government accepted, hands down. Democracy playing a role. They celebrated, they jubilated. It went further. Senator Martin and co, 5 of them went to court, and the court said they should return to work immediately.
Court did not say that.
17th November, I had that document.
The court did not say that.
I had that document.
No, the court did not say that. What happened was when there were 2 injunctions. First injunction was issued by Justice Jaite,
Yes.
which said Senabu to stay, not to go to the office. That was injunction.
Yes.
Now, when KMC went back to Justice Bakari to say they want to extend the injunctions, he said the court doesn't have powers to stop a public official from going to office. But he also is not giving any directives for Senabu to go. So the court did not.
I will share
there was no injunction for her to go or not go.
No.
Now, what the mayor told us here when we had him on...
Not what the mayor said. I have the document.
I saw those 2 injunctions. I saw all the papers.
That is what I'm telling you. The second document instructed for them to resume to work with immediate effect. I have the document.
Court order.
I will say yes.
From
that Justice Bakke, I have the document.
No,
I'll share with you.
Okay.
When you read it, you'll see it differently. And I said it with a lawyer.
Okay.
It came in a forum whereby we were sort of arguing, a lawyer in our midst. When I shared the document, she read through it. She said, no, KMC made a mistake. Okay? What I am saying here is that's what propelled it also. They don't have the right to stop them from going to council to work because they did not employ the CEO in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like council felt they have powers they can use, which to them actually were not powers given to them, and they didn't have the privilege to do so. That's what brought up the challenge, stopping people from going to office. If you do that, you will force government who has more power than you to exercise the powers they have to install somebody in office. Now, fast forwarding, somebody comes to office to work, and office is closed. Keys are available. Who is keeping the keys? It's like you are putting up a fight now. That's why I said if I were the mayor, I would not have arrived at that. Amicably, things could have been different. You could have used tactic and very wisely to settle some of these internal issues.
Dudu, all of these things you were saying, does that warrant for the president to use powers that he has and set up a commission just because let me come here. The reason why I'm just stopping you here. When Senabu when KMC resolution, and this is not the mayor, I think it's important we put it in the context. It was the entire council resolution that they did and voted that to say the CEO should sit back whilst investigations take place. It was a council resolution. It was not the mayor. And when the entire brouhaha was going on and government wanted her to come on, they tried to get injunction. And when the injunction there was an interim injunction. And they went back to court. That was Bakari. And according to what I saw, Bakari said he cannot stop a public official from going to work. The court doesn't have those powers. And he's not also saying you should go to work. That's what I saw. I don't know whether there was...
you did
I don't know whether there was other ones. Maybe there was.
Yeah.
But according to that, so after that, Senabu, according to what we know, was going to council talking to the mayor as to whether she should come. And I think they told her, well, we're going to have a council meeting again. When we meet, whatever resolution comes out, you can do. But before that, there was an inspection team that the government set up, the local government ministry set up. And they did investigations. All these allegations that the council labeled against Senabu were found in that document. If government wanted to solve that issue...
Was it only Senabu?
Senabu and co. That's what they investigated. I saw it. Why didn't government implement that investigation? There were recommendations. This was people that the government themselves chose and gave them the powers to inspect the books and everything about this incident. But they never, if they wanted to solve this problem, they could have implemented those recommendations, whether Senabu was wrong or right, whether the KMC mayor was wrong or right. They had the powers, they had the oversight over KMC. They could have solved it then and there, but they never did. They waited until political time. That's what we are saying.
No,
Why didn't they use that investigation?
What I was trying to arrive at, I think you're fast forwarding. I am giving it in bits where I am arriving at.
Okay.
Council resolution cannot override our laws. CEO is not appointed by mayor.
No, it's not,
Like in Wolof, we say Kurov Moirochi. Somebody you did not appoint, you cannot suspend unless there is proven facts, whatever they are alleging. That's why I'm telling you it's not only Senate, then council should be dissolved because there are a lot of allegations levied on the mayor and even the administration, financial transaction. Then dissolve council and try to investigate all of them. But you cannot sideline some people and you feel you have the powers, you are in charge, you go and wait while we do our own thing. This is the point I am arriving at. They don't have those powers. It becomes a challenge and incumbent upon government. Financial director and CA, they are appointed by government from the ministry. So what rights do they have to suspend them? You have the right to say, I'm not going to work with them. But I know there are certain transactions you cannot facilitate in council in the absence of these two. You cannot install the deputies or those that are underneath them. From which laws are you using it? I'm telling you, like council, they felt they had powers they did not have. If it comes to council matters alone, that's when you come with council resolutions. But this is something that also affects the state. I am telling you, you cannot use council resolutions over our laws. That's the advice I am talking about. And it is bouncing back. And again, I'm talking about ethics. Council is a public office. Nobody owns it. People were there yesterday. Today, they are not there.
And tomorrow,
today you are there. You might not be there tomorrow. You cannot deny people to have access to an office. That office has a key. Who has the key? It's within council. Why they don't want to open that office and allow the guy in? And it's an empty office. Where are all the decks and furniture and documentation? Where is it? If it is handed over to the deputy CEO, do they have those powers, those rights? It's a mistake that they did. Whoever advised them did not give them the right advice. Now, setting up a commission, government is seeing to it, or the president has such powers to do so. He's not using force. He does not want to pounce on council. This is the last leverage I have in order to peddle my interest. It's politics. It's not. I am telling people that in order to do away with this commission, let's also rely on the law. If there's any law that can stop it, let's use it. If not, we cannot stop it. The time we're talking about, it's politics season. It's true. But it started somewhere. If it was handled amicably, maturely, we would not have arrived at this stage. But
Dodou, that was just one council. That was just KM. Why do you want to commission all of the other councils? Even look at the presentation. Even look at when the president was speaking at the inauguration. The president said, he mentioned KM and BCC. But there were issues at Brikama Area Council too. The president never mentioned Brikama Area Council. Is it because Brikama Area Council chairman is one of his men?
No, but
why should we politicize our institutions, Dodou? Just because you have the powers. Let's be honest. For us, it's more of about what we fought for, what people fought for us to be here is because people believe the former government was using state institutions to politicize everything. And that's what got us to where we were. And people didn't want that. Now, the president, yes, did have the powers to set up a commission of inquiries. Nobody's denying that. But again, why are you are saying this is politics, his interest? Dodou, we cannot say that. That should not be the point.
Well, I am just...
and I think he's agreeing that it's politically motivated.
It's politically motivated. Yes.
Yeah, it's politically motivated.
Knowing who I am, I don't sugarcoat. I will tell you the realities on the ground. What I am saying here, this commission is not only for KMC. It's for all the councils. Now, if you've been following FPAC, inviting all these councils, a lot has gone wrong.
That's why I'm pushing you to...
A lot has gone wrong.
I'm pushing you to FPAC. I'm pushing you to FPAC.
And I feel it is both right. If it is started, it should be a continuous process. Going further, I don't have a problem with this commission. I am saying it should not stop with this one. It should be a continuous process that all the other councils that will be coming henceforth, commissions will be set up to look into these issues. Why? Because dissolving council has been brushed aside. And oversight function should be put on council. Council cannot be independent. They don't come with their own funds. They are collecting from all of us. Have they invested these funds appropriately?
What about
checks and balances should be put in place? I am saying, according to our laws, all we have left is these commissions, not dissolving council anymore and setting up interim committees. People must not forget that. If not, if we say no commissions, which means council is now independent, they can do whatever they like, whether there's allegation, mismanagement, or for whatever, who is going to put checks and balances on council? Yeah. That's the question I'm raising here.
Okay, let me go to Essa first before you come in. We'll come back to Dudu.
Yeah, so
once you talk about FPAC, I'm thinking, did you hear about the COVID funds? Did you hear about the COVID funds? Did you hear about?
Has to tell them go and make reports again.
Dudu, I'm putting it to you that Dudu, I'm putting it to you that the entire council, 7 regions, their budget is less than the money of the Banjul rehabilitation project.
I agree.
The entire council, if you put them together,
I think
is less than the Banjul rehabilitation project, and nobody is commissioning the Banjul rehabilitation project, and we have had the numerous issues that the auditors have raised on that. Nobody is putting council commissions.
Whose responsibility?
The president.
Not only the president.
No,
I am talking about parliament itself.
No, I
think before get there, I mean, regards to the CEO's issue, I don't comment much on issues that I have no expertise in, because the CEO's issue, whether KMC was right or the CEO was wrong, court injunction here, that's a legal matter. And I'm not a lawyer, I don't want to go deep into that. But one thing I know is that this scenario, what happened last week, could have really been avoided. It shows the sour relationship between the central government and the local government. And it was an ugly scenario as far as our democracy is concerned.
Exactly.
The mayor came out to say it was a coup, an institutional coup, I will call it too. And I think really they could have avoided it.
Exactly.
They could have avoided it. But I mean, like you said, I think you agreeing, either directly or indirectly, that it is politically motivated, because it's politics season. It's all politics. Even though the law is there, but the president is using it, of course, in his interest as well. And of course, that's politics. But sometimes also, like I always say, not everything that is constitutional has to be done, especially, I mean, you have to also look at the necessity and the need. Well, that is subjective too, because if I say it's not necessary, maybe I'm looking at it in my own point of view and the point of view of a lot of other people out there. But from the point of view of the president, it might be necessary. That's one. Now, when it comes to dealing with these councils too, I was having a conversation with someone, an activist in this country today, and he was telling me something that a lot of people tend to ignore as far as this commission issue is concerned. He was telling me that, look, the Local Government Act is even there. And there are, regulations how to deal with some of these financial irregularities here and there. I mean, what was wrong with the minister, for example, because the ministers still have powers. We have a unitary system of government. Exactly. Yeah. We have a unitary system of government. It's not a federal system. Central government has powers and develops these powers, to local government authorities. There is the possibility of ensuring that there's a commission, to investigate these councils, and the commission will report to the minister, and then the minister will report to the president. And like I said, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not familiar with these things, so I can't go into the technicalities, but he was telling me that we could have avoided all this brouhaha noise.
It is my belief.
When the government could have used that. For example, what they did, like you said, the inspectors went, right? Yeah. When Senabu's issue was raised, the ministry set up inspectors to go and inspect what was happening. And they went and they came out with a report. And the government is refusing to declare this publicly, to make this report publicly available.
It was only a court directive.
It was only a court directive that people are able to know the report. So I think really the government could have dealt with that. With regards to the commissions, we get to it's interesting.
Let's get to Essa before you come.
No. I'm
saying it.
Just allow me to come. I think I will allow Dudu to continue later.
How do we do check and balances with this local government?
No, I'm coming.
We're giving them our money.
What I'm saying is that
it's good to check them.
What I'm saying, because this, like you said, this is not only about KM.
Yeah.
It's about all other councils.
Exactly.
So how the KM problem started, that's another kettle of fish. That's a separate issue that we can talk about.
Yeah.
You know, we could even say that, you know, KMC could have done better. You know, the council result, whatever,
Definitely.
they could have done something else.
My belief.
But with regards to the commission being set up, what we are saying just today, before coming, I was reading a report, National Audit Office, one of their reports, about the timber trade in this country. These two private agencies,
private people collecting government money,
collecting government revenue. On behalf of the government, collecting government revenue.
Millions of dollars.
$8.6 million was supposed to be collected. And the National Audit Office report is telling us that they can't even find reconciliation they can't even find a directive from the Ministry of Finance to the Ministry of Environment to have such agreement with these agents. Okay? I think it's $36,000 or whatever. I can't remember the exact figure that is to be collected. Over 2,000 containers of timbers were to be transported. And it's private agents, individuals.
That are collecting government
And guess what? The government, there's another one too, different from that. The government went into our reserves, December 2022. Reserves. Can you imagine our foreign reserves? And took money from there, gave it to individuals, private individuals, names of who they refused to disclose. The central bank governor, Boasedi, was interviewed by the Standard newspaper. He refused to disclose the names of those people. This has nothing to do with it. If it was a security issue, one can understand that it's a sensitive matter. But public funds, this is the biggest scandal in the history of this country. I'm coming. Just allow me. I'm coming. This is the biggest scandal that involves the president, because the president instructed that this money should be given out. Our foreign reserves have been touched by this government. It's happening probably for the first time. I'm not sure whether it happened on the job. Probably for the first time in the history of this country. And nobody knows who are those private individuals that we are giving this money. And all that they told us was that the benefit will be, it will affect the price of basic commodities in this country. Has it affected the price of bag of rice in this country? Onion, oil, sugar. Has it affected it? No. Where is that money? Nobody is talking about that. The president's own wife was involved in a $35 million scandal here in this country. The president refused to do something about that. The Banjul project, and that is the most painful part of it. Since Barrow came to power in 2017, I felt that was the biggest insult, and that pains me till today. $45 million went into Banjul. Banjul flooded. The only thing this guy could tell us was to stand and say, you know, when there is problem, let's come together and solve it. You know, blame game, let's stop the blame game. Like, are you serious? $45 million went into a capital project. It wasted, there was flood. The president did not have anything to tell us. In a serious country, he would have been sent home. In a serious country, I mean. Nothing happened. You just came in your whatever dress and stood in front of the nation, telling us that, you know, when there's problem, let's come together and solve it. It's better than blame game. Like, what type of country do we have? What type of leadership do we have in this country? So what I'm telling you is that, Dodou, you see, nobody, as far as you are in for democracy, democratic accountability, transparency, you shouldn't be against investigations. But charity begins at home. I've said this here repeatedly. I've said it in other platforms as well. We have no problem with the president ensuring that we fight corruption in this country. But you know what? The very fact that this government is still setting up commissions, up to this stage we set up a commission, it shows one failure on the part of this government. The anti-corruption law bill is set to be passed into law in this country. Corruption is happening left, right, and center, almost all institutions. We're talking about the National Audit Office report. The office of the president itself is not clear in all these scandals. If the president was serious about this and said, look, I am going to set up a commission to start all this. But you know what? I'm not sure you can speak Mandinka. Nobody will call your mom a witch. The president will not set up a commission to investigate his own office because he himself will be dirty.
You don't shoot yourself on the foot.
No, but that is dangerous for the country. No.
Allow me. We can continue listing and explaining all.
Yeah, but so that is what I'm saying. I'm saying.
No,
what I'm saying is, what I'm putting to you is that all of us all of us, if really we are honest enough to ourselves and we are honest to the people of this country, and we want for corruption to be fought in this country, let's remind the president with this commission. Fine, there can be commission. You have the powers and all that. But look, your government is dirty. There is rampant and decentralized corruption in this country, and your office is allegedly involved in some of these things. Investigate your own office. But those people, some people that are out there saying this commission is good, you are not reminding Barrow that he himself should be investigated. In a serious country, President Barrow would have been impeached. You cannot touch our foreign reserves.
Let me help you.
Okay, nobody's talking about it.
No, let me come, Dodou.
Okay, yeah,
let me come.
No, just allow him to come.
No, wait.
Just allow him to come.
He just talked about impeach. Who should impeach the president?
The Parliament.
That's why
we don't have a responsible Parliament.
Said, all this list, everything you're talking about, you and I can only discuss about it. What other steps can we take? Parliament, one of their primary responsibilities is to perform oversight.
We have a useless parliament.
But what I'm saying,
that's why I am driving at. That's why I wanted to cut you to help you. All that is happening in this country, we can discuss. What next? Parliament have the authority.
It's not only Parliament, Dodou. I will disagree with you here. It's not only Parliament.
You and I
where are political parties? Where are civil society?
You and I know. Let me tell you. Being
political
factual.
parties,
we can only discuss, get people
being factual.
How about political parties?
Being
what
factual.
can political parties do to organize demonstrations?
No, you have not only that, but you have parliamentarians.
Be factual and condemn what is right.
I'm talking about.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Your party. No. What I'm saying, your party
alone. You organize a press conference here. You talked about it. What next? Parliament. I am talking about what Parliament can do.
How about condemning it, Dodou? How about condemning it?
We're condemning it. Let's do it. But let's do it. No, let's do it.
But do they have to condemn it?
Several times.
If you sit here and tell me,
how many times?
How about you tell you?
Maybe you don't follow my interview.
No, I do follow.
As people who follow me, I talked about it all the time. People tell me that you won't be employed in government because of the issues you talk about. They feel I am too honest.
No, dude, you see,
my thing is,
it's not about you.
No, let me. It's like generally.
We are talking about it, but it's not enough. That is
not many people. Dodou, not many people.
Now, Dodou, let me come.
Even those in your party, not all of them will be talking about it.
Now, let me come to Essa.
Everybody will not talk about it. That is a fact.
Now, your party leader, who is also the president, a lot of people believe, including myself, that this is Dodou just confirmed to us also this is politically motivated because politics is coming and he wants to control councils. That is why he's setting up commissions to shame his opponents. Because if not that,
that is not the only reason.
One of the that's the main reason. Because if not, I want to list for you some of the FPAC reports that just came out in the same span.
I believe he has been following
The State House rehabilitation is in millions. The FPAC also said the president was allocated, I think, a set 11 million for the Meet the People store. They have tripled it for the Meet the People store, which money that was not allocated to them, they have used it. And nobody is commissioning how that money is spent.
And mind you, Essa is even part of that.
And he's the one who chairs all of these meetings.
So you all use those millions, extra millions.
And he chairs.
You are also part of it.
And he's the one
hold all of you to account.
And he's
advocating that the budget should be increased.
And
yes, for me.
Let me come. If it's okay if they increase it, but as long as it's not catered for, don't use it. Also, the Ministry of Health, the COVID funds. Over how many million was flouted by the auditors as to not being put into good use. We saw the Malagan investigative reports that the ministry damned, but when the audit report came, it only confirmed what Malagan wrote. The minister himself stood on the National Assembly and said, my people are corrupt. He said it. The minister said it on public platform, right? The Banjul Rehabilitation Project, the timber trade, the security port.
Not to save time.
Okay, because if I list all of these, the Banjul Ports Authority, all of these started, and they all came the same span as the local governments. Why is the president setting up commissions on the local government when he could have started at home? Let's start with the rehabilitation, or let's start with something else, and we will catch up with the local government. Why is the president doing that? Politically motivated or not?
Really, I will not dwell much on the the perception that many of my friends here in the studio are saying. We can argue and counter till tomorrow. Maybe your thinking or your understanding or your perception might be different from that of mine.
Yeah.
But what I do know, this government under the auspicious leadership of President Adama Barrow is keen to separation of power. To ensure separation of power is the order of the day. Let us not only use one lenses to judge things. Let us also use another lenses to see.
Okay.
There's a lot of court verdict that comes against the wishes and aspirations of the government.
And they accept it.
accepted it.
True.
All right? That shows you the status quo has changed.
Yes.
All right? So I will take all these, counts as perception. Maybe or as an allegations.
What is that?
Which counts?
This secure report.
No, they are not allegations. These are reports.
No, sorry.
Let's be right, Essa. They are not counts. They are audit reports.
You know me,
that are tabled.
I am very much just
but I want to be clear. No, Essa, let me be clear, because I think we are talking to people and we want to be honest here. These are audit reports that were tabled at the National Assembly.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like the FAB reports. So we want to make that very clear.
You know why
they are not allegations.
Why I'm saying it's an allegation. Okay. Yeah, for now, for us to be dwelling on it more and more. I say this government is very much respectful of separation of power in this country. Parliament have been doing their oversight function, and let them continue doing that. Where do the Auditor General reported to? Is it you or me?
It's to National Assembly.
What is their job? Why Auditor General saw me or they see me, see you and see this man, they don't report to you, and I or they come to Kerr Fatou and report. They know Parliament is the appropriate body to take that charge, to take that responsibility. Let them do their job.
That's true.
This one is
No, go ahead.
Now,
yes. Go ahead.
When they go to Parliament, and Parliament do their oversight function, and they recommended that there's a serious lapses happening at OP, which warranted them to take the route of impeachment, to see that President is embezzling our money. It's not serious. It's corrupt. This is an empirical evidence here. They can back the argument with. Then we will know, then Parliament, they are serious. And they can even take, I told everybody, even my last program here, when Honorable Ahmad Sane came over with that statement that the Parliament should start impeaching the President. When I was with my counterparts here in the studio, I told them, yes, I concord. Let them go. Please, let us stop talking. Let us do the action. When Yakumba Gere felt that her right has been violated, she don't talk. She went to the court and sought for redress and was accorded to her. Am I not right? Yeah. So now, Parliament also let them do their needful. The President have the authority, legal authority mandated, conferred on him as an executive president to establish under Section 200 to establish commissions of inquiry anytime. Either 1 month before the election, 1 month after the election, as far as it's within his jurisdiction, it's within his realm as a president.
Let me help here. Essa, you see,
let me keep quiet. I'm going to keep quiet. I'm not talking. Abulai, no, Abulai Labang.
You and I.
No,
Abulai, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
That's why I said I'm keeping quiet.
Any interjection?
I am not. I'm not. Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
I'm infallible. I can make mistakes.
It's all your time. Go ahead.
Just go ahead.
As I do know, it's within his powers.
Yeah.
There's not like we hunt. There's not like politically motivated or calculated. You know, there's a lot of commissions here in the history of this country. It happened since in the second dispensation.
Yeah.
All right? We know Algali Commission, we know Mama Fatima Singh had a commission 2013. It happens here.
Yeah.
So, and since the advent of this new dispensation, yes, numerous commission as a court.
Yeah.
You know, Ghana Commission, you know, social security. How many people lose their job in that social security commission? Based on their recommendations. So now, if the president also deemed it necessary to establish a commission to look into financial dealings and based on the law, he did not do it based on impunity, but based on the law that gives him authority to do so. Now, what we need to do, as Dodou rightly made mention here, let us rely on the law to counter him. If there is not any clause in the law that can counter, let us leave and see the process. For example, mayors, you know that the elections, we are into election cycle.
Yeah.
They have campaign period. IC will declare from date Nangam to date Nangam to campaign period. Now, if Commission calls you to answer to them, their sit-ins. And you know that you have a campaign that do not favor you. You can write to IEC. IEC will deal with that situation. And I know commissions, before they will end up with their recommendation, but then we are over with the election. Election is over. So there is nothing that you can say is based on politically motivated or witch hunt or whatever. It's battle of perception, which we can all argue differently. So my point here, you count numerous, stories here. Oh, wait, I saw.
Don't call it stories.
Yes, it's stories.
No, don't call it stories.
I read it. I also read it as well.
No, Essa, these are reports.
Reports from a report that they reported to National Assembly. I am urging. National Assembly, they are also paid by us. Didn't they pay by us? They have obligations to answer. And now, each and every one of us, we have our representative there, sitting down there on our behalf. Let them do their needful. And now, not only a National Assembly can do that. Citizens, like civil society, political parties, what's wrong for them to sponsor a private member bills to agitate or to demand or to go to court even? If they see any needful or if they see any reason to do or any tangible evidence that there is serious embezzlement, corruption is an impeachable offense. You know that? You can impeach the president based on a corruption.
That's common knowledge.
Oh, now, take that law. You have the evidence at hand. Accountant General, Auditor General report is with you. Go to court. Take the president there. That's all that I want to. But if you don't do that, our authorities down there, they don't do that, then it's still...
Let's help each other here. You see, Dodou made mention of it, and I made mention of it. If you follow my other engagements, there was a time when I was out and said, we have opposition parties in this country are dormant after election, right?
Yeah.
Some people insulted me. I said, we have project-oriented civil society in this country. Some people insulted me. The fact is, and I've also once talked about the parliament, that if we are not careful, this will be the worst parliament in our history.
Yeah.
I remember Madi Sise of UDP was the one who responded to me. Okay. I have touched almost all institutions or relevant stakeholders in this country about corruption. Even when I went to, West Coast, the other time, coffee time, I told Aji that, look, political parties have also failed us in this country, especially opposition political parties. When these reports were being out, even the UDP that is talking about, okay, this is a political witch hunt and all that. When these reports were coming out, Kerr Fatou standard newspaper were serializing it. When Malagan was taking it out, reporting all these things, where was the UDP? Where were all other opposition parties? Were they making efforts to hold the government to account, to hold the president to account? When the commission was set up, now everybody started talking. Okay? So, I have gone on platforms where I've said parliamentarians are failing us. I've said political parties are failing us. I've said the impeachment, this is not the first time I'm mentioning it. I mentioned in several places that what is wrong with parliamentarians pushing the motion of impeaching the president. I've said that. I've accepted, I've acknowledged that. But I've also acknowledged, and I've said that the president also has a responsibility, even if parliamentarians are failing on their part. Because you have said this clearly, that the president has the powers in line with section 200 of the Constitution to set up a commission at any time against any institution in this country.
And that's something
fine, right? Found wanting. But why are you not also acknowledging the fact that the president should also set up a commission or should set up a commission to investigate all other government institutions, including his own office? You're not talking about that part. You're only talking about the problem of parliamentarians. Now, parliament.
I'm security. Commission was social security.
No. What I'm saying is, let me help you here. I wanted to respond to that. Essa, I wanted to respond to that. No.
See, we cannot be political when we talk about these things.
Because a lot of people have made this argument that there were several commissions here. There was the Janneh Commission. These are wrong examples. You know why? Janneh Commission was looking at the financial dealings of Yahya Jammeh and his close associates. Somebody even said that, there was a mayor who appeared before the commission. I said that was Yankuba Koli. Yankuba Koli was the only mayor who appeared. Am I right?
Yeah.
And when he appeared, was he contesting?
He was not contesting.
No. And you also have to understand the timing of that commission. 2017,
he was not in office.
Yeah. Exactly. 2017, he was not even in office.
Yeah.
2017, this government came to power. You don't expect them to have the commission start work in 2017. They have to go through the legal process, the legal framework. They have to take that box first. All these acts, the TRRC Act, the security sector reform was launched, the Jana Commission Act, all this came in 2017. Then you expected the commission to start work in 2018. So you cannot say that when we were approaching mayoral election or local government election in 2018, there was a Jana Commission. And that Jana Commission was not specific about any council. It was general.
The Jana Commission started in 2017.
Was it 2017? Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's different from this one.
No, I quite agree.
Yeah, do you understand? Social security, it was as a result of an incident, of an issue that happened that warranted the president to set up that commission. Faraba Commission, the same thing. I mean, Faraba Commission is an issue of, security, issues and all that, but this one is financial. So the council commission, if I accept that parliamentarians are not doing their job, political parties are not doing their job, but the president, I acknowledge that, I acknowledge that. The president, I accept that the president has the powers in line with the law. But I am saying the president can also set up a commission of inquiry to look into all other government institutions, the National Audit Report, including his own office. That is but you are not accepting
that. Is what you, Essa, that is what you are not accepting. Because what you are saying, no, you are blaming the National Assembly. No, you are blaming Parliament.
No, I'm on record.
Go ahead.
Let me just be.
Go ahead. Say it.
Make the things straight here. You never asked me why the president did not do so.
That's what I asked.
Social security.
That's what I asked.
But that's what he asked.
That's what I asked.
All those things.
That is what.
No.
That's what I asked.
I'm saying, I was like, when I started talking, it's like you see the stones thrown in over me from corners, But what I'm saying here, when I started talking, I said it, separation of powers, because I want to sum it. I cannot dwell in how many, because to save time.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that. We can talk until tomorrow. Go ahead.
We're not talking until tomorrow.
We can talk until tomorrow.
Dodou Jah said it. He said, don't limit your time, because don't go around. Essa is aware of everything that you are saying.
I just want to tell him some of them.
As you do.
Just some. I want to refresh his mind.
Also follow as you do.
Okay.
Even if you take just put one example. But what I'm saying here, I'm not saying you said it. And the president is having the authority to do so. Any institution, any department. That's why he said commission social security.
You said I didn't ask you. Let me ask you.
Okay.
Should the president, in your own opinion, should President Adama Barrow investigate his own office and all other governments by setting up a commission of inquiry?
Yeah, he can do so.
I'm not saying can. I'm asking should
he can do so.
No.
Necessary.
No. Essa, don't talk
based
about
on the audit report.
He has the powers.
No.
Based on the opinion as a concerned citizen.
Okay,
put aside your political
let me come.
Because
I'm not wearing any political cap.
Yes, you are.
Okay, fine. Okay.
You are born in national issues.
You are concerned citizen.
Born in national issues.
You are concerned citizen.
Let me just come. I heard your question.
Okay.
Barely. All that I'm saying here, the president can set up commission. It does not specify any local government ever if it deemed necessary. Now we are in the era of the time of our local government. All right. He set up commissions there.
Yeah.
And before, he never set up commission at the local government level. He set up commission at social security. Didn't he set commission there? Yes. Now, if you see that a National Assembly gives Auditor General report, send their report there. And Auditor General, they are doing their job. And the National Assembly members also, the FPAC committee, they are also, I am seeing them calling. Because even the Banjul Sewage and Direct Project, they call the ministry, I don't know which one, works. Yes, works, and also the finance. The rep came there, the lady who came and answered on behalf of the authorities, minister. You understand? She specified, she explained, because what the concern there for the auditors, they said the project started going on before even it comes to the parliament. 2 months.
Is this government interested?
Essa, can I come in just 1 second?
For ratification.
No, let me. Dude, can I come in just for 1 minute?
Okay, just allow.
Essa, can I come in just for 1 minute?
Okay.
You are emphasizing that the National Assembly should do their job because the reason why the auditors came to them is because they have the oversight functions.
Very good.
I agree with you.
Good.
The National Assembly is the one who summoned these chairmen and mayors to come and answer.
And the ministers.
It is the same National Assembly that summoned other department heads to talk about recently, to talk about the State House rehabilitation, to talk about the 149 million that we paid security port for doing nothing. It is the same that is talking about the corruption in government agencies. In the same
including
span,
Office of the President.
It's the same span. Now, all of these things happen within the same month. The mayor's chairman and all these others, right? Now, how do you determine, based on the financial budgets? When we talk about KMC, we're talking about BCC, we're talking about 9, 10, 12 million. When we talk about other areas, we're talking about 20-something million. All of them combined, right? Some of these other ones are way more. How does the president gauge which one should I do now? Because all of them, let me finish. Essa, let me finish. All of these things I'm telling you, they are all happening in the same month, Dodou. And all of them have monetary values to them. Some of them are way, way more than the entire council budget put together. Now, if the president chooses councils and did not choose these ones, what is how did he come to that decision? Because he has powers to commission all of these people, right? But he did not choose these ones, he chose this one.
The other one, choose and pick.
What do you think people will believe?
I will answer. That's why I said, no, me, I think because it's said,
it's you.
It's sent to do the own. That's what I said, let us solve it together. You say choose and pick. Kumba amde, kumba amunde, right? Okay, councils,
it's different.
Councils amunde. Baiko, councils amunde.
It is different.
Essa, you're not a man get surwadi.
He's on record. I have to help him.
I am responsible and accountable of my own.
You said amunde. That's what you just said.
I have to help him understand.
I'm done. I'm done with this conversation. You just said it.
Go ahead, Essa. Go ahead.
You just said it.
I want him to leave me.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't need help.
Go ahead.
If I need help, For example, that's what Fatou is insinuating here. That why you choose this other side and you omit these other ones? Why?
Yeah.
Is it because of Kumba Amde, Kumba Amunde? That's what I want to put into context.
Is it because of that? Okay.
Okay. That's still, I will come to my first assessment. It's like battle of perception. Me, I will hold the president to account. I can even go to certain lengths and say it's an act of impunity. If he acted beyond his powers, he acted based on his wishes, without backing of the law, I will say, yes, you are, Mr. President, this is what I fought here again for. And I will not hesitate to throw my heart in the ring to fight him. Because I will never condone that one. If he is working or acting with impunity, lawlessness against people, openly, then I will disagree with him. But any time that he is doing, he's acting based on.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes, good. That's not a problem. Based on the powers that is conferred on him, then your perception there and my perception might be different. And that is nature of human being.
Okay.
We can never share the same thought. We know that. That is clear.
Yeah.
Now, there's an oversight function. We all agree. Presidents go to court and lose cases.
Yes.
And now, we know the parliament have powers. Let them exercise their powers. They can just save us with time and all this brouhaha just to do their needful. Hold the president to account. Make sure he is down to the tune.
No. You know very well the president has more members in the parliament. Let's talk about that.
No, he did not have any control over that. And now let us see opposition members. Let them post the bill.
Essa, let me help you.
I said it here that day when we had that conversation here. I said, look, oppositions, they also have around 20 members or more. Let them start. If they don't have quorum or they don't have the majority, we will know.
We're going back to the same thing, Essa. The question we are asking is, what he's asking now, is this being done in good faith? In the sense that the president, like you said, has powers. And nobody is questioning that. Don't talk about the law. Nobody is questioning that.
He did it in good faith.
No. Wait.
He did it in good faith.
Just allow me. Now just wait.
Yes.
What we are saying is that he has set up this commission because there is a problem here.
At the council.
But we are also saying that there are problems in other places. Why is he not, or has he not set up a commission to look into those issues? And I ask you, is this government really interested in transparency and accountability? Do you agree to that?
I agree.
Are you, Essa Dampha, as a citizen, not as a politician, let's put aside politics, as a concerned citizen, are you interested in accountability and transparency?
I'm very much.
Good. If you are interested in transparency and accountability, you should be pushing. You should comment, in as much as you commend the president for setting up a commission of inquiry to look into these councils because you're interested in transparency and accountability. You should also push the president to set up a commission of inquiry to look into all other institutions, including his office.
Yes.
And that is why I'm asking you.
I am sending.
No, wait. No, wait. I'm asking. No. Essa, the report is there. The reports are there. Do you agree with me that it's not only the local government councils that are dirty, as far as these reports are concerned?
Everywhere.
Good.
Yes.
And you're interested in transparency and accountability.
Yes.
And you want the president to do that.
Yes.
I'm asking you, you're on record. Can you talk to President Barrow now and tell him that President Barrow investigate all other government institutions, including your own office, for the sake, because I, Essa Dampha, I'm interested in transparency and accountability. Can you do that now?
I can never do that.
Why?
Why? I will talk to him anywhere that he deemed it necessary, and it's really affecting the life and the livelihood of the people.
Okay. You made mention of one thing. You made mention of one thing. You said.
You know, if you see that the president is, you know what I'm telling you. Sometimes you can think that office of the president is dirty. You can say that.
But the reports are telling us. Don't say you can.
Which report is that?
The National Audit Office report.
What they say? About the timber transaction?
It's not the timber. Security report.
Not security report. Let me tell you.
That came and we bought that one.
No,
let me do that report. No.
Let's start. Let me tell you which one.
Part of
okay. Forget about security report. They said
you saw the reform is. I think you saw the press release. Didn't you see it?
No. The rehabilitation. The State House rehabilitation project.
The rehabilitation project. I said that's a lapse because they say 2 months.
Okay, let me help you here. You said that you will condemn the president if he acts in violation of the laws of this country.
Very well.
Okay. Let me tell you that I am putting it to you.
We are not in law court. You're going to put it to me. Yes,
We are in the law court. Okay, I am telling you. Very well. I'm telling you.
Yes, that's clear.
I'm telling you. Yes. Okay, anyway, I don't want the Lantombo Essa file interface. It's not a court of law. But I'm telling you.
Yes.
That the security report. Yeah. And the Banjul project, especially the Banjul project, where the World Bank and the IMF advised the government, the government acted in contravention with the Public Finance Act. Do you know that?
Yeah, but that's a...
it's a yes or no answer. Do you know that?
Now, yes.
Are you aware of it?
Are you aware of it? I had the lady, and the lady, when they questioned me...
Yes, sir, I'm asking, are you aware of it?
I'm not aware of that.
But you said you had the lady.
But I want to bring the clarification here. What did they say there? Because the lady faced APRC committee. And when they asked her questions like this, she said she cannot answer. She had to go back and verify from the superiors there what had transpired. They said, okay, go and come back. Until she came back, then I know because I'm reading directly from the report. And it wasn't concluded yet. So I'm reading directly from the report.
So I'm telling you that all these projects from the Banjul project, security report, most of them that involve the office of the president violate the Public Finance Act. Do you agree?
If they violate, they must be investigated. They are not exempted from the law. The commission should be set up.
Essa, you said if the president violates the law,
yes,
you will condemn him.
I'm condemning him.
Now, I am saying
yes,
he has violated the law with these contracts, some of these contracts, and including the timber trade.
What the authorities say about that?
Will you condemn him? No, will you condemn him?
That's your perception.
Don't go into the National Assembly, Essa.
With him.
Essa, you said...
I cannot agree with you, Mr. Njai, on that.
No, you said...
Because it's your only perception. Let me hear from the National Assembly. When
Essa,
listen, if National Assembly recommended the president violated the laws based on this report, then I'll agree.
But you said here that you said no, you didn't say that. You said here that no, you did not say that when Parliament say it.
But Parliament did not. Essa,
let me help us.
Parliament did not. Let me say one thing.
No, do you help us?
Let me just say one thing. The Parliament did not say. For president to set up this commission for local government, the parliament did not tell him to do it.
We don't say that.
And the parliament did not let me come because you are saying
allow come in now.
I agree. But the parliament did not say anything about this one also.
Okay. Now, okay.
Now allow Dodou to come in now.
Let me answer Fatou and give it to Dodou.
Okay, go ahead.
You want to say the only problem that we are having here.
Yeah.
You cannot, superimpose your opinion or your perception.
This is not a perception. Essa.
No, let me go. There's a competent authority.
Essa, wait.
No, let me go. There's a competent authority that's to do the job. Let us not preempt.
No, let me help
them. Let us allow them to do their job. If they're
you are a politician, but also an academic at some point.
Then there should be a
Essa, let me help you here.
Essa, anything for the local government.
No.
Let's be clear. If you are measuring the parliament, if you are saying if the parliament said the government, the president and others did this, you will say it.
Essa,
the parliament did not say that about local government.
Essa, let me help you here. Essa, let me help you here.
Essa, you mixing
Essa, just one more point.
How about Social Security Committee?
Essa, one more point. Just one more point. What I'm saying is that Essa, you see, there's a difference. You're in the university. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay? There's a difference between perception or opinion and fact.
Very well.
Opinions are opinions. Facts are facts. They are based on evidence.
Very good.
If I tell you today, Barrow is doing a good job, that's an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Dodou Jah said, no, Barrow is not doing a good job. That's a matter of opinion.
Very good.
But if I stand today and say Barrow is the president of the Gambia,
that is fact.
And Lawyer Dabo comes and say, no, Essa, you are wrong. Barrow is not the president of the Gambia.
Very good.
Nobody will argue with Lawyer Dabo.
Yeah.
Because it's the fact. Barrow is the president.
Yeah.
So facts are out there.
Very well. Very clear.
They are not opinions.
Very clear. Very well.
You cannot tell us that this is a contest of perceptions.
Very good.
We are saying that we are citing from a competent authority set up by in line with the constitution. You know that the National Audit Office is set in line with it's an act of parliament.
Act of parliament. It's an act of parliament.
You know all that. It's a competent body.
Very well.
That is coming out making reports. And if you read the report, and I will encourage every Gambian
to
read National Audit Office reports. If you read their reports where they are not so, they make it very clear. We could not substantiate this. We could not verify this. They make it very clear. But where they are so, they make it very clear. And since these reports started coming out, we have not seen the office of the president or the government spokesperson coming out to dispel most of these reports. No, wait.
They did that for the security
report. No, for the security report.
But we saw what they wrote.
We saw what they wrote. They are tying themselves more. They are raising more questions than providing answers in those press releases.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm talking about? So don't mention
and I want to comment Gambia for all. Every press release, most of these issues, they will issue statements. There is a political party. They issue political parties to
these are facts out there. We are not contesting perceptions here.
Okay. So give you one.
So that's what I'm saying. So don't tell us these are opinions. Dodou can come. Allow Dodou to come now.
1 second to answer this question before Dodou.
Yeah, 1 second has elapsed now.
You know what you have said here. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Yes.
From the Auditor General report or whatever.
Yeah.
They reported the matter to a competent body who should also do further investigation to ascertain. For example, if somebody took me to court today, prosecution team, they will have their facts to the judge. Essa Dampha, this is what he did. Then that will stop the court to give me opportunity or to call me to defend my case. Now it left to the judge to do who is wrong, who is right. That's what I am telling you. I cannot preempt that one until we hear from the other side.
So why are you not giving the same criticism?
No. Fadu, this man is mixing apples and oranges.
No.
You're tiring yourself.
I'm not mixing.
Why are you not giving the same criticism to the local government?
Fadu. You think it should be this, and I think it should be that.
Now you said when you go to court, the lawyer will bring facts.
Yes.
I think that's what you said.
Yes.
And the judge will have to decide now.
No. Defend or you will allow you to defend.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You all bring your facts, right?
No. Judge will determine.
And then you are saying you are putting the scenario
this
here.
Is not court. I'm going to
we are putting the scenario here. We are putting the scenario here. We are also bringing our facts. Therefore, these are not opinions. These are facts.
The facts is from one side.
Exactly.
Facts and from one side. Let us hear.
Allow Dodou to come.
Then from there we know.
Allow Dodou to come.
We have buried this issue. Essa's standpoint is he's not denying the report, but he's saying let's allow Parliament
to do their job,
to do their functions, and also come to conclusions. If I understand,
that's my argument.
Yes.
That's where Essa is driving at. Yes. Now, your namesake want to put some questions and for you to give him straight answers.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
So
my thing is, before you said something. Now what I'm saying, Essa wants us to give parliaments to give their job. If they come with conclusion, then
Let's wait for the end result.
Now, why can the same parliament, it is the same parliament that they brought these reports and these other reports.
And this
why are we jumping the gun and not letting parliament to do their job here?
I am coming there.
Why are we not? That's my question to him. And he's refusing to answer.
That is the politics.
You think
and this is option choice here. Option choice. If I were the president today,
you will do the same.
Do the same
because it's
of this commission.
Because it's politics.
Councils,
because it's
all
politics.
of them cannot be free from checks and balances. This is my argument.
Okay.
They cannot be free from checks and balances. You cannot say, okay, let's put aside checks and balances. We go into elections, and after elections, now what happens? They win again. They will be able to cover a lot of tracks. If what is being alleged, these are facts. Right now, lot of access to so many documentation and info, there are restrictions. Example, the CEO is left with an empty office. How do you put checks and balances?
There was no restrictions. The inspectors came, they inspected everything, they had access to documents. There was no restrictions. Government has those powers.
I am talking about now.
Now, Doudou, going forward, is it because APRC, NPP alliance, but don't you have the competent candidates to face these people? Why do you want to bring them to commission and shame them? Don't you have the candidates, Essa?
No.
Allow Doudou.
You.
No, allow Doudou.
About
candidates.
Of candidates.
Yeah.
We have them, dozens are available.
Okay.
Without that.
Okay.
And it's an alliance. Not only 1 or 2 parties, but several political parties.
You guys have a lot of people.
Including independent aspirants to supporting and, allying with the president. So the numbers is not the problem.
Okay.
It's not about who is going to contest. That is not the problem.
Okay.
The issue here, like I mentioned earlier, as I have said it, this could have been avoided.
Yeah.
But how it started and how things went, and it reached at a stage whereby, for me, it's an option choice.
Okay.
It cannot be thrown under the bus. That's why I said if, for example, council was dissolved, no commission will be set up. Because that's what has been happening in the past. Guilty or not, let them do their findings and come up with a report. But if council say we should not be investigated, nobody has to check anything.
They are not saying that. They said let's do it after election.
I am saying the perception with other people. Why don't they want the commission? They don't want to be investigated. Others are saying the same thing. Commission. Perceptions here plays a part.
Do you guys have candidates? Because
many of them.
Why is it that? Let's talk about. Do you guys have the right candidates for the councils first?
Of course we have.
Now, Doudou, let's talk about APRC.
No, Doudou himself.
Let's talk about APRC.
We have the honorable minister.
Let's talk about APRC first.
So you're not coming again?
No, I'm not coming again. Let me just clarify that.
Yeah.
He invited me.
Who invited?
We sat, Bakari Baji himself. We sat and discussed a lot. I can say everything.
Yeah.
We're working very hard and we're coming with full force. The simple reason is if I happen to contest, I will not contest on a party ticket because my party is not putting up a candidate. I will go on an independent candidate. What that means is we will divide the votes. Now, what will it benefit me? That would be the question. People say, okay, you've contested, even if you don't win, you can gauge how many votes. I said, no, I don't want history to judge me of being an obstacle within the alliance sharing votes. I have nothing personal as far as KMC is concerned. The motive behind all those flyers and all that, these are people that belong to APRC. They wanted to see the party at council. And I have said it, that APRC needs council. I did not say Dodou Jah needs council.
Yeah.
If people can track back. That's what I said. I have nothing personal.
Yeah.
So I cannot be forcing anything personal. That would be to the detriment of the alliance. We all end up losing. I have nothing personal when it comes to that. This is why I said he invited me. I always say it. Loma bole would bokumachi mamandu tiesuma bopa. Funla o inga dem touch fakas ya toin. This is my philosophy and it's my opinion.
But you are part of
But he invited me. We have discussed and we're setting up a lot of issues we need. This is not about the commission and all that. And it's not like we are coming to campaign going against Taliban. No. We want council. We want to deliver. A lot has to be done in council. Sometimes people say Talib liga fitara Talib. I don't say that.
Yeah.
There's something that has been done. Is it enough? That's the question.
Nothing is enough.
If you ask me, I would say no.
No, it's not.
There is no perfect system.
But
I feel what is collected from the people, that 60% does not go back to the people. And I've said it even during our time as APRC. I could be wrong, but that is my belief. because I was born, raised, and still live in KMC. Nobody can tell me about the municipality. I can count compounds. Any compound we go to, I can tell you this is Ture Kunda or Job Kunda, because that's where I grew up and I know this environment. Yeah. This is something I know. What I am advocating for, we need a new administration, that 60% or even more to go back to the residents of the municipality. This is my campaign and this is what I am advocating.
Dodou, now your party APRC, yen hana dengan de yen dal bingen amen. No, you are right. Yen bingen amen. Yen you guys are just settling for anything. Bugen amen national yen bing suma harir bi buñ ko wé South Africa mom buñ reporté. You see, when we reported that Rambo is going to South Africa, he came there and said fake news. Kerr Fatou fake news. He's in South Africa right now. So it's not fake news. My mommy is in South Africa, anti-FJC.
Yes.
Fabakari is a National Assembly. From the Nimom, Warre Tulen. Yen, entire 7 councils. APRC is not contesting in one. Not even one. KM, you are contesting in how many local councillors?
5.
5 councillors.
In KM, yes.
Out of 18.
Out of 9.
No, not
only Fonyi, West Coast.
West Coast.
We have 12.
You have 12. So you are going to lose all the 5 in Fonyi.
Seriously?
Yes, I know that. so Yen, how can
we will surprise you?
How can you gauge your political capital when you cannot be seen contesting in major elections? It's important. Our politics aside, I mean, that's why when PPP came out boldly and said they really want to go because they want to test their powers. Sometimes it can be.
They're not gone yet.
It can be bad for your sustenance as a political party, financially, because you are in a bigger alliance and you're being supported. But as a grassroots politician, you know that these things can affect the party in growth when it comes to numbers.
Yeah, of course. You know, quite honestly, it is with dissatisfaction and dismay to some of our people. They expect that we have to contest, into more positions. Not only the membership, even the executive. But again, it's an alliance.
Yeah.
It's technical, it's tactical. Sometimes you'll have to lose here and regain somewhere else. That is the tactic of politics. APRC, we had our challenges when the party divide.
Yeah.
2 sides. Now, what we are focused on is internal. We're building up the party again. I'll just give you a few examples. We went to Congress, we came, I would not call it a new executive, but positions have been
moved around
somehow, especially with the National Youth Mobilizer. Just this last weekend, they had a meeting with the constituency and ward youth mobilizers. They came together. What they are targeting now is to have a fundraising. From that fundraising, the funds they have is going on a nationwide tour, targeting the youth, bringing them together to unify them, and we have the sole purpose that this is what we want for the party at this particular time, and we will work towards that. This is where the party is at. We know our shortcomings, we know our weaknesses, our loopholes. We're trying to mend this. And all this also started when the alliance came and the party is divided. We cannot be that mighty APRC anymore, but we are working towards regaining that. And it is my belief, if we all put more efforts together, we can push the party. A lot of what we're planning and discussing, I cannot reveal it here, but serious discussions are going every day, even in our national executive forums. It's a challenge, a mountain to climb, but we believe we'll be at the top.
Dodou, the NATO Alliance have always boasted that they are more powerful than you people. And it's...
In the 4 years, yes.
No, but it's so faced, I mean, up to now they are. Because when we go look at the National Assembly, they have more members than you guys.
From Fonyi.
But it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter where they are. No, it doesn't matter where they are from. As long as they have more people in the assembly than you.
They put up 16 candidates.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
And only won the 5 in Fonyi.
But
what happened to the other candidates?
How many do you have in National Assembly?
Us.
Yeah.
2.
They have 5.
One in Bunu, another in
But they have 5.
From the same...
So looking at, this is where we measure, this is where we measure.
So you also have your base in KM then?
We have our base in KM.
But they have their base in KM and they are contesting only 5.
Put up more candidates because of the alliance.
We
cannot put up independent
Is your base not being destroyed at this point? Because if your base is KM and you are not contesting in major elections in KM.
No, not contested doesn't mean that it is destroyed. It could be weakened. I will agree to that. That's why I said we have plans. We are working to strengthen, work on our weaknesses, loopholes. We're not just sleeping. There's a lot that we're putting on the table strategically. We're coming back. And I'm telling you.
No to alliance in Lendorat, see beatem there. Because you knew some competitor.
It could be possible. It could be possible. But like I'm telling you, politics is tactics.
Yeah.
Even one or two from the Noto Alliance have given me the offer. Come to Noto Alliance, we'll put you up as a candidate. That is just technical and tactical, so that the alliance can fail.
Are you willing to go there?
I have nothing personal as far as KMC is concerned. And like I am saying, I don't want history to judge me that we're going to lose council because of me. I wouldn't want that on my cards as far as being a politician.
But I think you once said that even if they don't put up your candidate, you'll go as independent. Didn't you say that?
No.
You never said that?
No. People were asking, in case, if the party does not put you up as a candidate, are you planning to go on independent? I said, that is everybody's right. It is my right. The party cannot stop that. It depends with the people I am working with. I am not alone. Me alone, I only have one voter card. And I can only vote once. So that does not make me mighty. You work with people and you don't undermine them. You don't deafen your ears when it comes to them.
Made mention of something,
very important.
You made mention of something very important. And I want to chip in here. That has to do with the 60%.
Yes.
That's to go back to the people.
Exactly.
And you feel like it's not going back to the people. And I quite agree with you that, you know, most of the time, I mean, that has been happening since Jammeh's time and it continues up to today, that 60% of revenue that is being collected is not necessarily going back to the people. I mean, probably we can say, I mean, I wouldn't percentage this because I haven't done any survey or findings to ascertain this, but we know just recently, just last week, a survey was out to tell us that how councils are performing, how people feel, especially their councillors, are not necessarily responding to their needs. But this is a challenge. Even the councillors, when you talk to the mayors and chairpersons, they will tell you that obviously they have these development challenges at the local government level, and of course, you know, that has to also do with funding. So we can say that really revenue is really affecting them, and it's also affecting how that 60% is planned back to the people. But also, the government is not fulfilling its responsibility of 25% of council revenue.
Yeah.
Council should plow back 60%, but government is also expected, in line with the Local Government Act, to provide 25% of council development funds.
Yes.
But they are not doing that, and these councils are complaining about that. And the person that you want to work with, I'm sorry we'll have him here, Bakari. He's part of that government. That government is not fulfilling its responsibility, meeting up the 25%.
But he's not to blame.
No. I'm not saying he is to be blamed, but he's part of that government.
Yeah, he is.
Okay? And then the same person from the same government is now talking about councils not fulfilling their responsibility by ensuring that 60% is back to the people as development. So if he's saying that 60% is not going back to the people as development, then we will remind him that the government that you are serving also is not fulfilling its responsibility in making sure that 25% is given to the country. No, I'm not. Fatu, no. You can't say that he's not the finance minister. And
you cannot hold him accountable for that.
No, I'm saying no. I'm not saying.
Okay.
I think you have to get this right. He's part of government.
Yeah, he is.
You can say that Bakari is out of that.
We are not going to take.
Yeah, the government.
Don't give him the blame. Yeah.
Exactly.
But there's a line ministry.
That's
no. I think Dodou. What I'm saying is that no. I'm not saying that Bakari will have to be held accountable, responsible individually. What I'm saying is that people can remind him that the government.
Of course.
Exactly.
And he will tell you yes. But he cannot go any further.
But I'm saying the government because he is also contesting for the ruling party.
Yes, but let me.
No. You can't say that because he's not finance minister. Therefore, you can.
Let me help people.
He's part of the government. Where's accountability now?
Born, raised, and I grew up in the municipality.
Yes.
What used to happen? If you ask me, I'll tell you, Mayor like Conte. For me, it's one of the most successful mayors ever to take charge of KMC. People will argue. At that time, the number of compounds we have now within the municipality has increased compared to then. The number of shops and even other businesses has increased compared to that time, even population-wise.
Of course.
What they used to do at the time, council was responsible for these public taps and they were paying it. Before, a lot of people could have the capability or the financial stability to install taps in their compound. Council catered for the needs of people. Roads were built, even street lights, all paid from tax that's what collected. Markets were built, schools were built. People, women, the youth were empowered through what council has been collected, and that has declared. Even garbage was collected free of charge. And not the tractors, I'm talking about like contest time. Garbage trucks, I couldn't ascertain to a number that these were the numbers. But they used to come to compound gates and knock with irons, and they will ask people, Amulan Bali. Sometimes we'll tell them no, because of the rate and level at which they were collecting garbage. Sometimes you go to compound, no garbage
but Dodou, these things that you are mentioning, do you have any evidence to back this?
Of course.
Now wait, you said youths were empowered. Youths were. I was also born and brought up in Talinding. I've been in Talinding all throughout my life. But what I'm saying is that you're still telling us that youths have been empowered. Women have been empowered.
Of course.
Do you have any evidence to back this? One, schools have been built. Markets have been built. Which school, for example? Charles Jau?
Yes.
Only Charles Jau. And which one?
No. Charles Jau that I know for certainty. That
But it's only Charles Jau.
Yeah.
It's a school.
No, but you say schools have been built. You pluralize it, Dodou.
No.
You say schools.
No,
you don't say a school has been built.
There are other schools in Ibo town.
Which schools? Which schools?
I forgot the name of the school. It is
No.
It is a primary school.
Let me go to NPP.
Wait. Why?
APRC, mom.
What I am
wait.
I am still talking about checks and balances compared to today. What are these councils doing? And they are collecting more.
No, but they have also
some of them even.
Now, which markets have like Conte built?
Which one?
Which markets?
Yeah,
has he built?
Serakunda market.
Serakunda market,
Yes.
And which one?
Manjai market.
Manjai.
Bakote market. That is enough.
Okay, fine. 3. You mentioned 3.
It is more than
I'm
3.
coming.
I don't have the
No, but I'm
record.
coming. Yankuba Koli also built markets.
I am elaborating about Lycon.
No. You said he's the best mayor. No.
Listen, for me, I said he's one of the most successful. That's why I'm focusing on Lycon.
One of the most successful.
Yes.
That has to be qualified. One of.
For me,
one of.
One of the most successful mayors.
Okay.
This is why I'm telling you what he did.
Why
roads that he built.
Okay.
I'm even telling you street lights.
Which roads, Dodou? Which roads?
Bakote Silo Road. Bakote the primary school road. Manjai likewise. London Corner. Bundung. And to name others.
Those roads are all dilapidated.
But at the time, they were good roads. In time, every road will be
others are built it. All right, that's right. Yeah, fine.
But all this was done through council.
But the empowerment thing, I don't just get it.
Compared to today, when rents and rates are doubled, it is not happening.
But they also build markets.
Extend markets.
No, they have built.
Renovate which one?
No, Yankuba Koli built markets.
I'm talking about like content.
No. You're comparing. You said like content.
Did you say Talib is just extending?
Which
No, I'm asking.
Yes.
No, he said he built Jilifiti Kunda, Talinding Jilifiti Kunda.
Where's Jilifiti Kunda?
It's in Talinding, around the river. He said he built that. They built, I think, in Kotu. He mentioned 4. He mentioned 4 here. I think Kotu and wherever. And then they also. But I'm telling you, you're talking about lie. But I'm saying when Yankuba Koli also came, he expanded the Charles Jau because he built the high school.
Of course.
He also built
Serakunda
Market.
He did some
Joshua. Okay. Talinding Sikap.
Yeah.
Latrikunda, I think they started or whatever, and this council is completing. So. Development is also a process, Dodou.
No.
Someone will start from somewhere, and then when someone...
Do not misquote me. I am talking about funds. It's still the 60% where I am elaborating. Take from people and give back to people.
But they can also say they have given back.
That is what I am talking about compared to then and now. You cannot collect more than that I did.
Now, I can also tell you that Sukuta Serakunda has been built, okay? How do you call it? The one coming from Manjai, the police station, New Road. I think you call it New Road, huh? Talibu S has also been built.
By who?
But of course, not like Conte. It's not like Conte. Exactly, Yankuba Koli. And also Church's Town to Abuko has also been built.
Yes.
Do you understand? So all those roads are also there. So Yankuba can also say that I've done this, and also Talinding from the market right down to Jilifiti Kunda around the river that has also been built.
You are missing the point.
So what I'm trying to say here now.
Wait, let me just say.
Dude, they also say that we are plowing back that 60%.
No, you still not getting my point. What I am trying to drive at.
What he's saying
I am telling that what is being collected.
The revenue before and
I'm not
now.
saying they did not do this, they did
He's
not
comparing.
do that. And even the revenue has increased. We should see more development.
He's saying that because of the increase in
logically
revenue.
it makes sense. If I collect $10 and I'm able to give you this, when you collect 100.
But Dudu, I think let me help Dudu here. When you say development, you see development is multifaceted, multidimensional, and holistic.
That I know.
Development is not only about infrastructure. You see, our mindset is the politics of infrastructure. Gambian, when you say, oh, this person is working, I build roads, I build markets. That is development for us. Development is beyond
infrastructure.
Now I'm talking about.
I talked about access to water, making water
access to water. How about access to business, small loans?
Do we
some
have
finances,
youth
employment?
But we should, because 90% of us have taps in our house.
Exactly.
In KM. In KM.
Houses,
not everybody.
In KM, I'm saying, I did not say everybody, I said 90%.
Still, it is a challenge.
Yeah,
Still,
it is.
people are struggling with.
Yeah, but that is not a major challenge like other things.
Roads, we're not going to mention that.
Yeah.
There are plans for it. We definitely welcome that. But I am saying it could have been done a very long time ago.
Okay, good.
Today, they're even boasting about garbage that we're paying for. Nobody has been paying garbage here. For the first time that we pay for garbage. Is it a surplus?
Because we were paying expensive.
The thing also
we were paying private people to take our garbage, $400, $500. And today I'm paying $25 for my garbage.
That was under your government. Under your government,
Yes,
people were paying money to private
there was
individuals to
not
collect.
enough collection.
Because the council was not giving us responsibility.
Not me.
No,
What I'm saying is, during Yankuba Koli's time, I live in Talinding. Okay? At some point, sometimes we go to the river. People will take their garbage, go to the river in Talinding. Because the council was not collecting garbage. So what I'm telling you is that even the issue of garbage collection that this council is doing, well, Talib was here and he explained, according to him, I'm not holding brief for him, but what he said is that this is a project. And they brought these vehicles, they brought them. Okay? At the end of the day, whether you pay it upfront or after, the residents of KM will have to pay for this. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it will come from the rates. The revenue that the council collects, and they will have to finance these vehicles. So he is saying that
when they come,
and you see, Dudu, paying for your garbage collection, paying for that. Even in America or the West, that happens there.
You pay for
we are paying for garbage.
Yes.
Through the taxes that we are paying.
No.
But are we not paying security fee at the airport?
No, you're not.
No.
But are we not paying security fee at the airport?
You are talking about the different issue. That is I am talking about council here.
Dudu.
I am talking about council that we don't have to pay for garbage.
We have to. How are you going to maintain that? How are you going to
No, it's not a law. It's not a law.
What I am telling you, it is embedded in the rates and taxes.
But dude, I am paying my tax.
How many of you are we paying tax and rates? How many of us? It's not even up to 50% of people. That's what they said.
Statistics,
but that's what they said.
How about those who pay? You don't punish me because X does not pay, so you have to punish.
No, it's not a punishment.
No,
if that is the case, no, Fadu, let me come. The president himself stood here not long ago and told people, Gambians, that you have to pay tax.
Because you're not
people who are only paying tax should ask for development. If you are not paying tax, you should not ask for development. The president himself said that.
Who are paying for tax?
That's what he's saying. He himself is not paying tax.
That's what he said. I am asking who and who are paying for tax.
Okay, now let's me go.
Essa, elaborate on that. What I'm telling you, garbage, which is not fair.
Let's Essa help us finally.
Team Talib
No, I'll be ready to take them on.
Yes.
A garbage truck that you price for 5 million, which is not worth 5 million.
Yes, you guys can talk about it when you get here. The Bantaba, Team Talib and Team Bax will sit here. We'll bring you guys. Now let's talk to Essa.
Yes.
Essa, what is happening at NPP? 1 month to local government election. No candidate is revealed yet. What is going on?
We've done with the councillors for the that of our chairmen and mayors. We are giving internal democracy a leverage to allow them to build consensus. And that's it. If it did not succeed, then the party will have no choice but to set a date aside for primaries. And so far, it paid dividend because 2 municipalities like KM and Banjul, we have a solo candidate there, Honorable Bakari Baja and Ibu Fai for Banjul.
Yeah.
So for those six these 6 local government areas, like Brikama down to Basse towards North Bank. So there's a lot of candidates vying for the same position, giving them chance to see, to build consensus. People holding brief for each other, like me sending you to Mr. Nyai. Yes, I heard you also wanted to contest. So I want you to give up for me.
Are you giving an example? Of?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm saying.
Okay, you're giving an example.
Yes,
I thought you were saying I had you also want to contest.
I'm just sending an example. Like
Okay.
Example.
No, we have to be clear.
The party also give a timeline, like if that did not happen or did not succeed, then the date will be set aside for primaries. Then the delegates will come and vote. And whoever is declared the candidate, then is who is going to be the party candidate.
I tend to have a problem with all political parties in this country.
Okay.
Especially ones that have recently held their congresses. I'm not so APRC you did elective.
No.
Yeah. When Alaji Dabo was here, I told him, UDP, NPP, most of these parties are the same. You're saying that we want to give internal party democracy a chance. There is no internal party democracy. I mean, where Essa wants to contest, Dodou wants to contest, Fatou wants to contest, and you're still negotiating for days, for months.
Politicians want to win.
No.
They want to win, right?
You see,
that's the goal.
Fatou, what I'm saying is that they want to win. They don't want that division.
Yeah, they don't want division.
But you cannot still be claiming that you have internal party democracy when some people are cajoled to step aside. Some people will step aside not out of their wish, but just because dama de rus Dodou. Suñ digante yagana. Dodou ñoo waxal ma Essa bàyyi and all that, and I'm like, ordinarily I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have given up. But it's because of Dodou. So for me, that is not democracy.
It is tradition.
No, that's what I'm saying. So violent, by internal party democracy.
That's what we do.
They are hiding.
I remember the Congress. Essa.
No. Essa. No, I'm coming. Just allow me. No, just allow me. We NPP, be it UDP, be it DOI, be it most of these political parties here. APRC mom dañoo doon install ya Supreme
It's also part of the party.
All of them. And I skip them because ñi mom duñ they don't held elective congress. Yeah. So violent internal party democracy. You don't have internal party democracy. UDP did congress here. A whole day or 2 days, almost 48 hours. They could not settle. They had to be negotiating to the extent that even Dabo was seated and could not say anything.
Ask Essa what happened.
That's for internal party democracy.
Sarora conference center.
To the extent that you have to call the president of State House
to come and negotiate.
To negotiate and be calling so there's no internal party democracy in your political parties. Stop that cheap talk. You don't have internal party democracy. All that you're having is internal party diplomacy, not democracy. You have diplomacy working there. When people want to contest, you come and negotiate between them. That's diplomacy, and it's working fine for you people.
Yeah.
But stop hiding behind internal party democracy. Amulenko. You are forcing people to talk.
Me, I support you.
Sorry.
Me, I support you guys.
No.
All the same.
Okay, so let me come. Are you concluding or you asking?
No.
You concluding or you asking? If you're asking, I will answer. If you are not, then
you're concluding.
I'm asking.
He's concluding
because it's based on facts.
Okay, good.
Good. It's a perception.
Good perception.
Which I deferred. I deferred 1 million times. And I have my reasons. If you ask me, I have my reasons.
Go ahead. It's his perception.
We have challenges when it comes to internal democracy. There is more of diplomacy.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's my time.
Go ahead. I have 5 minutes to go.
All right. You see, why I say internal party democracy? Consensus building is the key in any Congress. It's the key. It's the primary. Going for election is the last option.
It's the last resort.
Last option.
Yeah.
You have no option now. Go for election. But even before, if you are nominated, like for example, they call me for a particular position, I came and stood. They nominated me. 2 people or this 1 seconded. They call Fatou for the same position.
Yeah.
They will allow us to go and see each other. We give you 5 minutes. Go outside there and see each other. Delegates are seated, waiting for you people. You go outside, all right, oh no, I cannot do it. Then when you come, you say, they will say, you did not agree, you didn't agree now, delegates do your job.
Yeah.
Whosoever win, you have the day. But if you build consensus, they are out of your own will. The president is not pressing, he's not putting anybody on the juris to succumb to anyone. For example, me, I can send you, as an elder statesman. Yes, Tom, or my lecturer, let me just send you to Mr. Dodou Jah. Dodou Jah, as I send me to you, can you leave the person for doing this? And okay, sometimes they will give ultimatum, they will give something in return. Okay, me also, I want this for you, bag me there. Okay, I will bag you. If you got this position, you leave, me also, I'm going to bag you. It's bagging. There. Now, when you agree to a certain point, then who will say no to that? You want to
no, for me, I believe these things are okay in politics because, I think these things are okay because, people want to win. In politics, you want to win these positions.
Yes, and division is the last resort.
You don't want to divide in politics.
Yeah, it's the last
now,
resort.
my point is, Essa, when do you think NPP will reveal their candidates?
Very soon. I think it will not even take 1 week or so.
Okay.
Because as a major development happens in West Coast, which I will not disclose here, I know very soon.
Just after this weekend. You will see.
Before next weekend.
You will see the day we will publish for. I know we're going for primaries.
You're going for primaries?
We're going for primaries. Okay. I know that it's inevitable.
In West Coast.
Father, I just wanted to say.
All others, except these two.
Okay.
Just on some, because I've said this here when Alaji was here. I never said that I have a problem with people coming together to build consensus. I never said that. And I said I don't have a problem with that. Dodou wants to contest, Essa wants to contest, Fatou wants to contest, then we want to have consensus. But my problem is, when it goes to the extreme, it takes days, it takes weeks, it takes months, because you're talking to people to the extent that you can force some people to withdraw. Because if somebody persists,
that is
insisting,
true.
for a whole month I'm insisting that I want to still go ahead, that means I want to go in for that.
Then it depends on the party hierarchy, who are organizing the body. Now, how can I classify it as like putting pressure on people? If you say, look, Essa, by force, you will leave. I will no election.
Yeah.
It's going to be Essa guy. Then that means my rights have been trampled. But if you say, now you don't agree, let's go and face the judges. That means you've exhausted. You've exhausted all the diplomatic and all the bargaining process. Now there's no any other option left except to face the delegates, then it's fine. But if you say, no election, me, I'm the one controlling the...
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm saying...
My time is up. My time is up.
If that happen, you can say that there's no internal democracy. But if that is there still, you face the delegates, or you say, okay, before facing me, all right, I decline, honorably, I leave it to it. This is your own opinion. If you don't want, the organizing body will not say, no election.
Okay.
They have no mandate to say to do that.
Sir, my time is up. Finally, since your candidates are coming, what do you think? Do you think what happened in the National Assembly will not happen to you this time?
We learn our lesson. We're going to sweep all the pool.
Yeah.
I'm very serious with this. I will come back.
You said what?
No.
Put it on record. Look at the camera. Tell me.
Camera, take me on record.
Okay. You learn your lessons.
From Banjul, KM, Brikama, LRR, CRR, North and South, URR, you come down to North Bank, we're going to sweep. I'm telling you this because we learn our lesson. It will never, because what had happened is internal issues. It's not about UDP outnumbered us, or they have more people, or people cross-carpeted after president's election to UDP. No. It's us. It's us. The problem lies on us. And we saw the problem, and it was solved amicably. It will never repeat itself again. I can bet, and I can tell you that one with authority.
Election night, I will have you here.
No problem.
As part of the panel.
Put it on record. I'll be here.
Seku Marong. I will do it. We will have you here.
No problem.
You will not do a Seku Marong on us.
I will never run.
Since after the election, you refused interview.
No, I'll be here.
You will be here.
No, we learn the lesson.
Okay, Dodou, what do you foresee for the local government? Do you think it's going to be a repeat of the National Assembly, or is it going to be different?
Well, to be quite honest, I don't like doing guesses. I would rather wait for the candidates that would be contesting.
You know KM already, and you are part of Team Bakari.
No, for KM, I can tell you with certainty we're going to win KM.
You're going to win KM?
Yes. Besides KM, I cannot guarantee any other region.
But you're going to win KM?
But for KM, I'm very confident about that.
Wow, good. Wow.
But for the other regions, I'll wait for the candidates.
You'll wait for the candidates. Final message, Essa.
Well, I don't like guessing. Gambian politics, the dynamics take from fluctuate.
Yeah.
Just like the price of commodities in the market. So I don't like guessing about the results or the outcome. But then
I think one thing that really, because presidential elections are different from parliamentary elections,
Very
they're also different from local
government. Yeah.
If the choice of candidate matters here,
exactly.
and also your base and a lot of things matter here. So I think one thing I will say also is that the number of independent candidates do determine the outcome of elections at the local government level. So an area where you have more independent candidates, some political parties tend to lose their base because votes are shared.
Yeah.
So I think also this will be determined by also the number of independent candidates that we might have. Either, if, for example, you have a UDP stronghold, but you have an independent candidate
from UDP,
who are likely to take votes from the UDP, then it's likely that NPP will win there. But where you have independent candidates, likely to take from the NPP, UDP will win, like it happened in Talinding, for example, in the parliamentary election. The independent candidate, one of them, was APRC, Tombonjaga, and he stood as an independent candidate that really affected the NPP votes. So protest votes do happen, and I'm foreseeing protest votes coming, especially if the choice of the people are not presented. I think that happened even with, remember, Combo East. You contested there.
Yes.
You had that problem. That's why I was talking about the party democracy, people contesting and all that. So protest votes will definitely happen. Some people will decide not to vote. Some people will choose to vote for other candidates because their candidates of choice are not choosing. So I think that, but generally, I don't want to predict. I've stopped predicting Gambian politics because, like I said,
but you are the scientist. You cannot go on.
Sometimes even scientists will not predict whether some
Gambian politics is sometimes very
Let's experiment.
Let's wait for Sepras.
Let's wait for Sepras.
Let's wait for that.
Essa, I remember for about tak 1 minute.
Kabadi mo tend to KJ ka Kerr Fatou ita fango nila enta management and staff. Kal tend to KJ ka opportunity na fanan na mirando mo minti. Amanke ndola perfecta. Ngako ko fajang amanke ko ndola ngalo maybe ngam kudo fajang amanke ko aba wala nyama bari nyimu opportunity le drong ke tend to KJ anila giber lal million ko wala Kerr Fatou ti. Kal tend to KJ ka banko president tendo ani National People's Party ka mo duma fa santo ka oppositional fanam be kono because nyame ko democracy fo ruling party surani oppositional ka gambe non fanam be tendo ke jey ka fo ko Gambia banko lem gisoti ye kam fati ji alin kana tani personal banko ko lem ga diam so benna karamo ko donna akola dum bagal pour na platform tala bawo is my lecturer at university Mr. Isanga so and my friend Mr. Dodou Jah Martin Lambaje lani la entire camera crew everybody assalamu alaikum warahmatullah
Doudou foy teje tay
santa rek ngërëm leen kaw yéen ñi ñu jagleel jotaay bi rek mun see wax suñ xalaat ak liñ yaakaar ne mooy liñ ci xam foog naa ne waxtaan la comme lu ñu wax rek penca la foog ñu pencoo ko duñ ko pàccoo penco bi mooy lan ku nekk teg sa xalaat ku nekk nim gisee mooy tax ñeneen mun cee jànge ñun ñëpp suñ amee benn jubluwaay kenn wax ñëpp déglu jàngale la moo doon comme nuñ ko xamee ci waaree wala ci classe bi teacher bi mooy wax ñëpp déglu ku la leerul nga laajte dafa nekk jàngale waaye bii pour ku nekk am lum ci for ñëpp mënuñoo d'accord ci mbir waaye liñ ci jublu rek ku nekk taxawaay bu mu am neneen num ko gisee amuñ ci benn xaar ma yàlla kon sant leen gërëm leen si façon jotaay yi dafa important at the end of the day discussion bi fii la yam ñëpp doomi réew dañoo àndaat ñu dem di sant tam ñi nekk ci caméra bi technicien yi ñëpp parce que su mu ne possible nit ñi di ñu gis di ñu ñoom la comme liggéey bi yëpp ñoom la ñu ngi leen a jaajëfal bu baax a baax.
Thank you very much, Doudou. Jerejef Essa and the two Essas. Essa na karamo. Balbe tentulam baldele. No, you're not closing. You closed already. You never had anything to close. Okay,
let me just close. By thanking the camera crew, especially Charles. That's it.
You don't thank the one who makes you coffee, Farsila?
No, there's no coffee today. So
okay. Thank you to the crew, Farsila, Essa, Mami, Mustafa, Sire, and the entire team. Good night to you all. We'll be back next week with another interesting guest. Today was interesting. It was good. And thank you for rescuing us, Doudou. Essa was supposed to be here with Charles Njai, Tango. But he's unable to make it. But Doudou, last minute, we drag him. But it's never a dull moment with Doudou. Thank you very much. Good night to you all, and thank you for watching. We will see you next week, inshallah. Bye-bye.
yiliwa men kafutan na tarambuloluto nga GIA cargo complex parendile pour ka julaya sone yandi ka dungoni mfunti bunda na doko sembentu ya Banjul International Airport oto men si nyafa si moluma melka fengolu ki bantala bankolu kan anin julandingolu fana faisi sula na cargo doko le bang katu masingolu bem bulule ikafo meye forklifts melka selendiro nin jindiro ke bagasolu la melbe funti kan waranto ka dunnan na warehouse lu kono nga dinkira sumayari ngolu fana sotole ifula milla fano mu metar kemeleti karo bela adun isi cargo bagasolu tanole men sita fo ton tan woro ila sumaya fana futata tembeleto men ka fendolu mabono fo ikana tinya fo sene fengolu lombang domari fengolu waranto jata kende ani bori ma fengolu cargo bagasolu la taradula kendo asulata jamani labang korosir langolu lela na double view x-ray korosir la masingolu aka cargo bagaso kono jubele komi cargo doko sartolu ya landi nyameng nyin double view x-ray amu jamani labang rapid scanaleti menka karafula korosiro keno cargo sifa bela wati kiringo kono to na doku lalo imu ayata karandingol leti miliyela doku no iframansata cargo doko na tamandiri nyato na doko la betea wayem futandi RA3 makamoleto mensa tinna fo nse cargo bagasolu kinole kata UK aning EU bankolu kan GIA ka hakili tenkungo dila na doku woto ite nyina la men.
Every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon. To make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy. That daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements, merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.